flames, awaken the power held inside of me, harness resilience through the pain. I'm a warrior.
Self-bio, sleep on checkmate. Are you kidding? Marco to the rescue. The blade comes out and he shuts it all down in one fell swoop. Absolutely stomping. Oh, what is that? Haven't even got to the bridge. Backbone.
Warrior, I'm a hurricane like Gloria. I won't fail my times now. Rise of glory, won't back down. I take the pain and I let it out. On the mountaintop, shout it out. Break away, let me demonstrate my mentality. Activate. Oh,
Rampage through the side room. Everybody, massive for Bernard. Catches everybody else.
I'm a warrior.
Gonna look to make it happen. And there it is. Proper. Cannot be stopped.
On the mountaintop, shout it out. Break away, let me demonstrate my mentality. Activate.
Good evening and welcome to another wonderful weekend of Overwatch League action. Overwatch 2 is now officially released, and we can all enjoy the game that we have been watching the pros play. I'm Ilios, and this time I am joined by a very special guest. It's going to be Trid, who is holding down things for the entire weekend with me. So welcome, Trid. It's a pleasure. First cast for you and I.
Yeah, all this time and finally get to share a broadcast together. I've been spending a lot of time with your co-caster this season. Avril and I had a fair few casts just to plug in some of the gaps in the calendar. But we got two exciting games today, kicking things off with Spark versus the Dynasty, which should be quite interesting if you're a Dynasty fan. Maybe not so much if you're a Spark fan, Seth.
Yeah, I think that that's a decent summary of how things have been going. Dynasty have just continued to be on top of everything, on top of the world right now when it comes down to the Eastern region. But Guangzhou Spark has been showing us flashes of brilliance as we've gone through this season. They have competed, they have looked strong, they just haven't really been able to close out series, especially here in the Countdown Cup qualifiers. But here's the standings as we go ahead and take a little peek. Guangzhou Spark desperately nipping at the heels of the Philly Fusion, who currently find themselves in that third place spot.
Yeah, and also another divide that's opened up in this latter half of the season, Seth, is the Seoul Dynasty and the Shanghai Dragons. They were pretty much neck and neck down to the end of the Summer Showdown.
Yeah.
The Countdown Cup, it's not gone so well for the Dragons, but Dynasty's still looking as strong as ever, and that's enabled them to pull ahead. Of course, they've both secured their places in playoffs already. Still a little bit of an open field down below.
We did see, Dragons somewhat have a bit of return to form recently, being able to pull off a reverse sweep. Fleta looking incredible on the Tracer and whatnot, so perhaps that trend is going to continue. It can take a little bit of time sometimes for the Dragons to fully download what the meta is and really fit into the playstyle. We'll have to just wait and see. But going into our first series here, let's go ahead and take a look at the Guangzhou Sparks, see what they're rocking for that opening five-man squad, because we have been seeing Gushwei in from time to time. And okay, here we go. Pineapple is in. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, much like a pizza party, you don't really expect to see Pineapple turning up, but here he is in the roster. I think the last time we saw him... Hey, you know what? I may have made that joke, Seth, but I'm actually a pineapple on pizza advocate, so I don't...
Wonderful.
Let's not start the war. I think we're both aligned on this fact. Anyone else we might have had a little bit of conflict with. But no, I think the last time we saw Pineapple was in the mid-season madness, so they've had a little bit of off time from the main roster. Probably meta-dependent. First time we're seeing them here in the Countdown Cup, so I'd be interested to see how the Spark are going to utilize this player that has seen a lot of bench time recently.
Yeah, it's a really curious adjustment to make here, especially just kind of given the meta, given that we have seen some incredible performances from Alpha Yi as of late. Even in the losses, he and Shai continue to look overall quite strong. So it is a very curious swap to be making at this stage, but it seems like Guangzhou Spark is saying, look, we got to do something desperate. Let's go ahead, throw anything at the wall, see what sticks, and maybe Pineapple is going to be the picks here for them. We'll have to just wait and see how he plays alongside this roster. Maybe this is a one-map thing with Control. We'll have to just see what exactly he's going to be bringing to the table. On the opposite side of the coin, though, it is the Seoul Dynasty, so we'll go ahead and zoom in on their starting five. But as we've been seeing throughout this entire qualifier stage, there's nothing really shocking that's going to be going on here. It still will be the Prophets duo in DPS.
Yeah, 100%. They're just going to sit there in that damage lineup. It's great to see Prophet back in the damage role after his brief foray into playing support in the Summer Showdown. Smurf has been an absolute monster this stage as well, expecting to see more of that. And the acquisition of Iris has been going fantastically for them. So the Dynasty has just improved their stonks as the season has gone on. And like I said, they're looking pretty hot right now to close out on a high.
Yeah, and I was even saying, to Avril last week, like the Iris Edition, the swap for creative, it almost even feels like a bit of a side grade, but the fact that he has been able to slot into the team and have such clear communication with him, such synergy in such a short period of time is incredible. And it's a real statement, I think, to the coaching structure that the Dynasty have going on this season, as well as just these players individually and how skilled they are. Because if you turn the nameplates off, I would say like, oh yeah, that's still creative. He's still playing incredibly well. But no, it's a completely different guy, and they look absolutely impeccable. The Hangzhou Spark, though, they're going to be looking to commit some highway robbery here and try to steal a series away from the Seoul Dynasty. We have seen this team in the pink have so many strong starts in their series and then not be able to close it out. They need to have a strong start, and they need to be able to get it done if they want to walk away with the win. It would be a huge boon to them. It would be, I think, their first victory in the Countdown Cup qualifier, because it has been a really rocky road for them so far.
Yeah, and I think the great way to start this series was, I think you joked about it when we were doing a little bit of setup stuff, is that Dynasty tend to struggle a little bit on that first round of Oasis win, and then things pick up back again. Thankfully for the Spark, they might have a saving grace. They might be able to snatch away some early momentum, so I'm fairly certain that's our first map of this series. So maybe if they can finally close out an Oasis against the Dynasty, they'll be looking pretty good, and hopefully carry forth more of that into the rest of the series.
Yeah, need to be able to get that victory. So we'll see. Like, you know, it has been some very rocky starts on Control particularly. It just seems like Dynasty have consistently, in this meta right now, kind of just, I don't know, needed that little warm-up, that one round where they get bodied, they go down to 99%, and then suddenly the clutch factor kicks in, and they're like, okay, now we remember how to win, and then they just close it from there. But here we go. Oasis is going to be our first map as we go into Control. Then it's going to be Eichenwalde, Circuit, Royale, and if we can go beyond 3 maps, Colosseo as well as Nepal for the whole 5 shebang. We'll have to see what happens. So this is very much onus on the Hangzhou Spark to show up.
And we won't be seeing any surprises, I imagine, from the composition, unless that's what Pineapple's going to bring to the table and they're going to completely mix things up. But it's been fairly stable, I say. Smurfs had a lot of player time on the Zarya and the Winston, so expect more of that. And of course, there's a lot of Sombra, Tracer, a bit of Sojourn thrown into the mix, some Genji here and there. So it's been fairly stable, but we should see them roll out. Let's keep an eye on what Spark do and what role Pineapple is going to fulfill in this current meta. I imagine because Shy's gone over to the Sombra, we're probably going to see something like a Tracer or a Genji to support some kind of dive. But Bernard's sitting on the Diva for now as well, so there's a bit of tank flex to kick things off.
All right, well, gates opened, battle commencing. Jump up over the top, Fitz getting himself onto the high ground, scouting. And you can see all of Dynasty really going to be going over towards the jump pad. Hangzhou Spark taking street side as Smurf just going to be hopping across, gets himself on top of Bernard, piloting that Diva for now. Obviously the beam, not going to care too much about it. The Matrix can go ahead and cut straight through it. Not much damage going to be found either. Era's going to get jumped on there for a brief little moment. Smurf throws over the bubble, helps keep him protected. The DPS back away. Era's now going to be dropping off the high ground. He's going to turn his sights over towards the members of the Hangzhou Spark, trying to get down dirty, but so far he's going to be hacked again. Under fire, the healing comes in. Vinheim helping to keep him alive. The bullets as well, though, going to run out. They could not keep him in the fight. That's going to be both the supports down, as the Hangzhou Spark will be able to take the first lockdown of the point.
That's twice that the Dynasty were able to stabilize after the Sombra hack, but unfortunately that second time around, the extra damage coming in from Teru made sure Eris went down, and it just folded the fight for the rest of the Seoul Dynasty. Great presence of mind from Smurf in that first dive to be able to slip a bubble despite having really difficult LOS, but they were a little bit focused there. They weren't able to jump in with the assist. Have racked up a lot of ultimate charge for themselves, though, 72% in climbing, so that grab is going to come online so fast for the Dynasty to use in probably this next fight, if it begins to go well for them.
Yeah, good lord. I mean, he's outpacing Vinheim right now. He's basically keeping up with Irony as far as the ult charge is concerned. So, an incredible showing thus far from Smurf. Prophet about to have a pulse bomb to match against Pineapple, but Teru is actually the one who finds that opening kill. It's on top of Vinheim, finds the kill. Hack goes into the back line there, looking for Teru. Iris actually going to get the enemy Tracer, gets Shy as well, and Iris just takes down both of the DPS. He says, "You're diving me. I think not. I'm diving on you." Cuts him down to size. Nano now going to be invested. It actually goes over onto Teru, trying to see if he can do a little bit of Iris's work here, but he's going to be zoned back out towards the street by Smurf, who's mid-energy, but still enough to get the job done. Turns over to the side, helps take him down to the end, and that's going to be the jump out from Shy, who does survive for a brief little second, but Prophet manages to hand him down, so the flip comes in. Dynasty now in control. 54%, however, set up from the Hangzhou Spark.
Yeah, Prophet collecting a little bit of extra interest on the end there on the investment of winning that fight. Now looking at how the Spark go back into this one. Smurf sitting on that Graviton Surge, able to accumulate it. They'd won the fight by the time he got to the old one hundo, so now you're going to be running straight into that one. Burner is playing a D.Va, so we always have to have the contingency that a consume comes in here from somewhere. But looking more likely that Spark might be running into a lost fight here, just based off of old economy alone.
Need to get something done. Need a miracle pick from this Pulse Bomb. There's the EMP, though. And, okay, Iris going to fall over. Fitz does manage to equalize, and now the Zenyatta's going to be out of the fight. Said it's not going to be found, though. Dynasty unable to utilize that one. Now down an extra member as Prophet gets taken down as well. Hack out from Fitz, just kind of using Bernard as a bit of an ult battery. Gets a little bit of extra damage through, but now Benham is going to be taken down. Smurf left out to dry. Ends up falling. Soul Dynasty going to be losing control of the point. Can't quite equalize the percentage, so now going to be falling further and further behind as the Hangzhou Spark retake.
Yeah, good stabilization there after the Fitz EMP. They were able to deflect the attack coming in from Prophet. I think there was a main fight happening around the point, which kind of distracted the rest of the team from getting involved in our backline perspective we were able to see. And then once Irony gets the kill onto Prophet, that's it. There's no real option there for the Soul to keep the fight. Do have options to retake still, but after what they were looking for a lean fight win, unable to pull that one off, so it's going to be a little bit more expensive on the retake.
Bit of delay on the EMP, Shy. Lost his translocator, but there's the dive. This time, Ira's going to be left out by himself. Ends up falling. Back onto the Mega Pack. Fitz as well has to make his exit. Good damage up from Pineapple. Hangzhou Spark looking good to hold the point and try to take this round. Ult still held. Smurf still has this grab, and maybe we'll never see it used. There's the EMP. Sleep dart to the back end of it, but Vinham manages to go down to the end. Pineapple was there to capitalize. They find the kills. This is where that clutch factor definitely needs to show through for the side of the Dynasty. It's the touch for the OT is there. Dash in. Prophet manages to extend it a little bit longer. Transcendence out from Iris. Now escorts them forward. Self-destruct Pulse Bomb. Nano Boost nearly online here for the side of the Hangzhou Sparks. 3 ults to work with to try to survive this grab as Smurf does rejoin. No energy to speak of, however, so isn't much of a threat for now. It still needs to make it through this team matrix. The Nano comes in. He pins it to the corner. Manages to find the demon. Gets him on the opposite side of the wall. But Prophet and Vinham both going to be taken down. Fitz sleeping. And they so desperately needed that EMP that we will not get to see. So it's 100% to 52. Dynasty dropped the first round of Oasis.
I mean, we did call this.
We did.
We did call the first round not going the right way. Really kind of disappointing there that Soul Dynasty weren't able to capitalize on that incredibly fast grab from Smurf. And right at the end there, it was just forced. If Smurf didn't get the grab out, he was going to die to the Nano Burner running straight at him. So definitely not efficient use of that. You could tell they wanted to go for a lean cycle of ultimates on their defense, but it wasn't going to work out that time around. There's the pickoff we saw where Iris activated Skynet and became a Terminator for a bit, taking out both the options of the dive. Now we move on to Gardens as our next destination.
Don't expect to see many adjustments here. Looks like Vinham, okay, thinking about going for the Lucio for a brief moment, but says nope, we'll stick with the Ana, so we will have mirrored matchups aside from the tank roll. Smirch still sticking through with the Zarya. Bernard keeping the D.Va. High ground contest now coming out. Pineapple, first one to really make battle here against the Dynasty. As he's got a nice little lead, 30% already built up towards that Pulse Bomb. Prophet staggering behind just a little bit here. Recalls directly on top of Pineapple, now needs to make his exit. Hacker on the back, Fitz doing much of the same, finds Irony, but they break line of sight. Still pumping some damage through, but look at Teru again. Coming up huge, finds both the supports.
He's just been a difference maker and just getting that extra bit of damage over the line to find these picks in the early fights. He did it on City Center, he's doing it again. And it's pulling out dividends for the Spark. They pull ahead quite nicely there in the first engagement and get themselves the cap. And now it's up for the Soul Dynasty to run into them. Smurf not having the same ult generation they had the previous fights. It's quite stagnated. They have got a Prophet Pulse Bomb potentially to assassinate Terror or Irony before any of those defensive abilities come online.
All right, well, off to a good start once more here, the Hangzhou Spark. All to the point, taking up 20% built up now as Iris goes hunting, sees Pineapple around that corner, desperately wants him to go ahead and swing out for a peek, but he's not able to do so. But okay, Fitz does get on top of him, finds that elimination. Pineapple now going to be out of the fight, but Shy gets taken, gets the kill out here on Vinham, is what I mean to say. Terror as well, again, just juiced up. Not going to be nanoed quite yet. Maybe they're going to need it here as Bernard and Shide both get taken down. Terror will just fall. That'll be the flip. Dynasty now gaining control. 41% set up for the Spark this time around. But look at the ults.
Yeah, much faster on the retake than they were last time. But now, like I said, we don't want to see them go for the mistake. might want to try and go through a lean ultimate cycle again as they did on City Center, but I would rather them just commit to it and not lose it like they did last time. There's got a lot of pressure going to come in from the Spark. They've got a few ultimates of their own, the Transcendence from Teru, the Nano Boost, which might go over to Bernard again and just turn him into even more of a raid boss, and that self-destruct is always going to be an option on the out as well. You see Fitz setting up, getting control of the Mega, and finding a route of ingress to track this EMP. Actually kills the Translocator instead to stop the report back from Shy, opens it up for his team.
Very beautifully done. We get the catch. That's one of the ults out of the fight for now. He'll be coming back through. So we're going to have a 4v5 in the ult regard here. As Prophet tries to get that next pulse ready to go. Fits around the back. EMP comes in. Teru instantly gets evaporated. Now they're looking for Irony as well. Unable to find the kill so far, but damage very much done. Hack out on the Bernard. Just looking to build up towards that next one. As it's just time and time again, Dynasty looking to gum up the work, slow things down for the Spark.
Yeah, much better that time. You can see Prophet right in the face of Teru the second that EMP landed. Just needs a little bit of burst to finish it off as well, and at that point, the rest of the Spark back off. Someone needs to get on point and touch. It shouldn't have to be Shy. It is going to be in there. Force him to move around.
Doesn't get it done. Doesn't get any healing, though. EMP still going to be held. It's going to be Transcendence in advance of it. Also nanoed up, so kind of layering these ults together. You're not going to be able to get too much value out of this, but what a sleep from Vinhaim. Put Shy on the floor. There's no follow-up to the EMP. Pulse pump up for Prophet, manages to find Irony. Grab, they do get to it. They are able to survive it. So what I mean to say here is it's going to be a bit of back and forth. Here's some Spurs both going to be falling now. Vinhaim out of the fight. It's just going to be Fitz and Prophet trying to fight back, but the point has already been flipped into the favor of the Hangzhou Spark. Looks like they're going to be holding this one now for a considerable amount of time. Prophet dashing away, trying to escape, breaks line of sight away from Pineapple. So does manage to slink out of there, but Hangzhou Spark now in control.
Yeah, you don't get to interrupt the EMP from from Shy, but Vindame's Sleep Dart afterwards made sure it was just Pineapple trying to burn down Iris, and then with a Vindame pocket, it's never going to happen, so the support line stays up. Afterwards, though, Pineapple gets back on his feet, changes target, starts spraying down people, so the rest of the team reconvenes. Good EMP to open it up, and Teru's already gone.
Yep, another great one. Looks for the follow-up hack, unable to find him, and Prophet is still doing work on the back end. Irony taken down, so now no support to the side of the Hangzhou Spark. This whole Dynasty have already flipped the point, and Bernard is trying to escape, but he will not be allowed to do so. Actually commits to self-destruct to this one, just trying to make it back into the mech because they know that this is going to be final fight. He does get spotted, pulse pump at the ready, goes up over the top, gets slapped, and he goes up the side! Vinhaim completely shuts him down! What a play from Vinhaim! Finds him, and that might have just won them around. That one little play completely closes it out. They stop the touch, they stop him being able to buy more time for the respawns to come through. The Dynasty will once more win a second round on Oasis.
I was kind of worried there about the stall because we obviously had the POV from Fitz on the, on Prophet on the Tracer, and I was like, okay, he's going to let him go. Maybe he throws the Pulse Bomb as he's flying away and just make sure the D-Mech comes through really quickly. I was like, oh, he didn't throw the Pulse Bomb. Well, they're in trouble. There might be a bit of stall here, and then we just switched to a beautiful angle from observers just to see a sleepy mech head into the abyss. Vindame's been really on point there at the end with the sleep darts and able to just find out some clutch moments. Final map of Oasis, though, does it keep to the script that we outlined at the beginning? Seth, are we going to be walking out here with a Dynasty win after they lose that first round and they found their bearings in this matchup against the Spark?
And we'll have to just wait and see. Prophet swapping over to the Genji, so a bit of an adjustment. I thought maybe we would see the Symmetras because we did have a little minor showing from those. And they impounded on University. Fitz slinking around the back, sees the hack, sees that translocator, is waiting for the call to destroy. He's already out of stealth, actually. He's playing this one very riskily, but there you go. It's going to be destroyed by Shy, probably getting a sense that it had been spotted. Point contest now coming through. Pineapple down to half, rejoins in with the rest of the team, gets some TLC from his supports, goes right back onto the front lines. Into the back lines, though, is Shy. Looking for the pick here on the Iris, but the follow-up is just not there. Puts a good amount of damage down, but Vinhaim was able to keep him protected with that boot back.
Yeah, so Dynasty, they can just step onto the point just to contest it. I'm not going to let the flip come through.
Fitz.
Hold on to this for now. He's going down low. He's still surviving. He's able to recon get health. Now Prophet seems to be the area of focus.
Yep, good boot back. Gets some distance there against Bernard. Point flip nearly there for the side of the Hangzhou Spark. Just not able to break through this, not able to clear this out long enough to be able to get this into their control. TP out from Fitz, keeps himself alive. Shy gonna be first to build up on that pulse, or that EMP, I should say. Pulse bomb out from Pineapple. Not gonna find a stick, doesn't find a pick, but the Hangzhou Spark can finally clear things out. They managed to get the flip into their favor. Now Bernard is gonna be taking down the sound barrier out from Finheim. That's the go button here for the side of the Dynasty. They surge forward. They find both the supports. They find Pineapple, and that's gonna be a flip right back into their favor. 32% creeping up now. The Hangzhou Spark were only able to get 13.
A lot of resources available for the Dynasty to start this defense as well. Prophet Blade available in this next fight.
Bonds with one of his own, actually does find the kills. It's going to be a massive trade up here for the Hangzhou Spark. Smurf falling low, breaks around the corner of the hack. Does connect, however. Still just lobbing in these right clicks, but the Transcendent's going to be held. Teru's still safe, not feeling the need to use it quite just yet, but they still need to gain control at this point. Pulse bomb out from Pineapple once more, not going to be able to find a stick. Doesn't get a kill, but Smurf does get taken down. That's going to be a big boon here for the side of the Hangzhou Spark, who do now gain control.
Teru's just throwing hands from the center of the map right now. His team walks forward, a director of destruction, throwing the Discord orbs, hitting the orbs as well, just to deal that damage. And Smurf got absolutely deleted at the start of that fight, so I'm assuming that was probably a right-click coming in with some description just to try and burst him down quickly. But once he's removed from the field, you lose a lot of the protection of the backline, and you, of course, lose the grab. Now, you're going to have to go and attack. Grab thrown out straight away. Finds free. They're getting into the face. Deflection. Pineapple spinning to dodge the headshots, but won't find it. Somehow Shy finds Eris, and no one dies!
No one dies. They didn't have the ante on top of that one. Eris got dealt with. They just had nothing to deny that Transcendence healing you need to have. That Bionade layered in on top of the grab once that comes through, but didn't get it. Now the Hangzhou Spark, they managed to stay alive through that fight. Transcendence is down, the blade still held. Now they have the nano to go with. It's still a good opportunity here for the side of the Seoul Dynasty, but they are running out of time.
They're about to have their percentage met. They are just inside the realm of that final fight territory. Big anti-nade, but there's the Dragon Blade coming in.
Prophet needs to come up huge here, and he has so far. Finds 3, knows that the others are just a little bit out of reach. Makes his way over to the point. Fitz is here to back him up. The other 3 members dead. The flip about to happen, but there is the contest. Prophet down low. Almost no HP to speak of. Tries to make his exit, but Shy is there, catches him. Mid-dash, manages to find the punish. Now, the cap getting ready to come through. Hangzhou Spark just 10% away from being able to close out this map. Smurf swaps over to the Doomfist. Fitz under fire. The touch going to have to be there rather soon.
Vindame's on the Lucio. It's a good option to try and get back there and touch quickly. He's escorting a lot of people back. Prophet's on the point. Dashes away immediately, but does trigger the overtime.
It nearly gives his life for that one. Goes straight back in, extends this. The EMP online, finds Vinheim in the back lines, and there is the kill. Here's as well under by the pulse bomb. This time, Pineapple gets the stick. The cleanup is coming through. Smurf is down. It's all on Prophets. The duo to try to make a miracle happen, but against 5, against the Diva, it just does not seem possible, and it is not. Fitz arrives once more, is instantly greeted with death, and as it will burn down, there is the closeout. The Hangzhou Spark put their right foot forward. They managed to close out the first map. Oasis is theirs. It's a 1-0 start over the Seoul Dynasty.
For someone who hasn't had a lot of playtime in the Spark this season, Pineapple is playing fantastically well with Shy. I think every time we've got a Shy POV of an EMP set up on the backline, Pineapple, within milliseconds, is in the face of Eris, is in the face of Vindaime, taking down these targets and assassinating. Also throw Terror into the mix, who's just been over their shoulders, constantly backing them up. This dive from Spark is looking absolutely fantastic right now.
I mean, Teru in particular, as you mentioned, he's just been fragging out of control. We saw a bit of it from Eris, but Teru at the end, he's the one with the, in the spotlight, head held high. Helped get his team over the line to close out the first map, but what a start here from the side of the Hangzhou Spark. I mean, right now, you can see Pineapple, he's still sat in his chair. I don't think that we're going to be seeing a swap, so it seems like Alfie going to be out for the time being. Seems like it's going to be very much the Tracer that they want to stick to. And, maybe if we get to a Genji map, that's when we'll see Alfie subbing back through. But what a closeout from the side of the Hangzhou Spark. That's just the first hurdle, though. I think this is the second map that we've seen this whole Dynasty drop so far in the Countdown Cup qualifiers. So still have their work cut out for them. Do the Hangzhou Spark. We know that the Dynasty can come back from being down. We'll have to see if they manage it, though, as we get ready to go into our second map. That's going to be Eichenwalde for Hybrid, so don't go anywhere, guys. The action continues. We'll see if the Dynasty tie up the score, or if the Hangzhou Spark are going to be able to get a very nice lead and take this to match point when we return from the break. And we are back, and it's a 1-0 lead for the Hangzhou Spark. Dynasty not quite able to clutch things out on that final round of University. Means that Hangzhou Spark are able to take Oasis 2-1. Now we look forward to Hybrid, which is going to be Eichenwalde, to see if this series gets tied up or if the Hangzhou Spark are going to be able to pull off an incredible upset, set the stage, manage to find themselves at match point against the Dynasty. We'll have to just wait and see.
Yeah, it'd be out of character for the Dynasty to let it go that far, but Spark have been really impressive so far from what we've seen. Seth, Oasis has been a fantastic performance of their dive. Shy and Pineapple have been working well, despite not necessarily having the most playtime on the stage, so to speak, on stage. And Terry's been fantastic as well. So I'm expecting Dynasty to have a quick recollection of thoughts, find ways to start dealing with that, and maybe throwing a little bit more support towards the backline if they're still running out with this Sombra Tracer dive as we move on to, as you said, Eichenwalde.
All right, well, let's see what happens. Let's see what the comps look like once we jump into the action. So Pineapple is still here, so I'm expecting a lot more Tracer. And you were seeing some praises of him at the end of that map as well as Teru. And I happen to agree. He looked incredibly strong on that Tracer as far as his just neutral damage was concerned. The pulse bump sticks, leaving a little bit more to be desired, I guess. Only managed to find, I think, one throughout that entire round of Oasis, all 3 rounds. But overall, his neutral damage was looking impeccable. So it's definitely a threat to be reckoned with here. So Dynasty definitely going to need to show him a bit of respect, despite the fact that we've only seen Pineapple once or twice throughout this season. Looks like a day hasn't gone by since the last time we saw him play.
As I said, I'm just impressed on how well he's working with the team. You'd expect that they were screaming a lot in the background. Looking at the rollout, though, no change from the Oasis composition from the Guangzhou Spark. They're still keeping it the same, rolling out with that damage lineup and keeping everything else the same. Bernard, of course, staying on the Diva. Doesn't surprise me that much. I wonder if we'll see some flex from Smurf to move away from the Zarya. Maybe want to entertain the idea of doing a Winston at some point, but we'll see how the rest of the series progresses.
First on the attack for the Dynasty. See how they fare as the doors get ready to open up. Prophet for now, I was going to say, there's no shot that he's going to be coming out with a Sojourn. Goes back over onto the Tracer. And, yeah, I mean, Bernard continues on the Diva. Has been good so far. Shy just setting out a couple shots, only able to get a couple to connect, so not going to be too much in the way of the EMP build.
Going to be pathing through at the moment, just try and find a little bit of damage off to the side. Not holding close to the choke. They've accidentally bumped into each other. And Fitz is now caught isolated.
Yep, they have. Fitz making his exit, jumps back here into the castle, sets up another translocate. Smurf getting chunked on the approach, just hugging around the backside. That wreckage is now going to be antied out, so very much slowed down here is the approach from the side of the Dynasty, but it is a bit of a split attention right now from the side of the Guangzhou Spark. They have to be wary about Fitz in that back line, but Pineapple manages to find Iris, gets on top of him, the headshots ring true, they get the kill. Now Smurf going to be taken down, so any energy that he had built up now going to be nullified, slows the roll on that build towards the grab, and the first volley is dealt with. It's a minute drained from the clock now. Guangzhou Spark looking strong.
A little bit of an element of Iris calling an ambulance for someone else there, staring down the barrel of a Zarya in his face with, looked like moderate energy coming out from that main weapon. I was worried for Iris going down, but you obviously see Pineapple get a pick, and it obviously sets everything up for a counter-attack. Not having the resources to keep pressing forward, everyone collapses around to protect Teru, and it does make things a little bit easier to withstand Smurf's aggression. Now back on Prophet, who's hacked up. Oh, this is bad.
Oh. Gets bogged into the corner as well. Pineapple gets on top of him. They find that kill. Now it's going to be nearly half the time bank drained down. Seoul Dynasty needing to exit, needing to reset. Fitz continues to harass around the back end. The EMP nearly online, so still he's keeping himself ahead of Shy in that regard, but not by too much. 9% separating them now.
Oh, the camp. Wait for it.
Okay. Gets the destroy, but they haven't spy checked him.
Always plan an exit.
So Fitz widely going to be okay. Okay, there's the EMP out. They get on top of Teru. Deny that Transcendence from being able to come out. Irony. Still alive. Still holds on to the Nano. Dynasty just now starting to approach the point. Shy going to be spotted. Jumped on. Pulse Pop. What a wide throw there from Prophet. Doesn't even make his way into the door. He just chucks that one out. And name now going to be traded out as Irony has fallen. Terror trying to make his way back. Does still hold on to this Transcendence. We'll see if he wants to use it in the fight with Shy going down. Bernard out of there. In all likelihood, it's probably best to just go ahead and hold on to it. Ira's still falling a bit low. Pineapple manages to dash around the flank. Gets that kill, but cannot deny the cap. So 3 minutes, 45 seconds in the time bank here for the Seoul Dynasty as they finally get the lockdown on point A. It cost them a hell of a lot to make it happen.
An uncommon, I'd say an uncommon there, zoning pulse bomb from Prophet.
Yeah.
It does lock them in the room. I think that definitely wasn't intentional. Thankfully, the rest of the fight was being cleaned up by the Dynasty, so it wasn't the be-all and end-all. They were able to finally break free. They got a 3-minute 20 time bank, so not ideal, but it's still serviceable. And Shy is already setting up his route of ingress to try and get an EMP on the backline.
Ira's taking a nasty chunk there. For now, the cart going to be steadily creeping forward. They need to have a very swift street space here, though, due to the Dynasty, if they want to be able to finish this map with time. Shy waiting for his moment to strike. So far has not been spotted. EMP at the ready, lets it loose, finds two. Prophet and Iris both going to be hacked out, but the follow-up is not there. Pineapple unable to get on top of the enemy's Zenyatta. So Iris still just going to be sitting pretty. Perfectly safe as now Fitz 10% away from an EMP of his own to try to really break through these defenses and get this cart across the bridge. Prophet going to be hacked out. Teru finds the elimination. Prophet taken. Done here. Shy narrowly escaped with his life off the back end of that pick, but that's enough to really slow things down.
Yeah, that EMP felt a little bit rushed from Shy. Both targets were on the edge of LOS. Like, they barely got hit by it, and then they were able to jump behind cover so quickly there was no follow-up for it. So did allow Spark to press forward a little and take some space, but not the conversion we've seen from them so far.
Already, 2 minutes remaining. Cart inching. Dive here in the back line. Iris offering up some orbs of harmony, trying to keep everybody alive. He himself has managed to survive, and I'm not sure what Teru's Transcendence was in response to, actually. Pulse Bomb was an out grab, not used. Maybe the EMP from Fitz, but either way, they do find Smurf on the back end of the fight. Gets taken down, Nano Boost thrown out onto Bernard, just charging forward, finds the supports, has them completely corralled into the stairwell, and Pineapple's here to play. Gets the kill on Evenheim, Shy gets Iris, and once more the Dynasty, just suffering. It's a great sleep. Fitz executed. Now a minute and 20 seconds remaining here, Trid.
Yeah, a bit of a Teru tax at the end there. I feel like Spark have just been a little bit more liberal with their ultimate uses than Seoul Dynasty have this series so far. Feels like, Teru dropping a Transcendence probably not ideal. Just committing the Nano Boost into a fight when it's basically won already. They're just showing they're just not being scared to do it. Oh, Prophet.
Dude, Irony and Teru. Just been incredible.
They've been Terus.
Yeah. Absolutely have been. Great sleep darts here from Irony. And, I mean, those two, the only ones that don't have ults, but right now it seems like they're fairly self-sufficient, so maybe they don't need them. Bernard holds on to the self-destruct. Pineapple will depulse, and the EMP pocketed here from Shy. Finds Prophet, looks for the hack, he dashes away, manages to break that one, but Terra just takes his head off! The comms right now from the side of the Hungry Spark are clearly just immaculate. Iris now dead off the back of the sleep. Shy finds the kill, pushes it, looks for a little bit more. He's going to be safe, though, because here comes Bernard with the D-Matrix.
20 seconds!
Able to scoop the kill.
20 seconds and any of the flanking options to touch the point are constantly being shut down by the 360 rotation of Teru's head. Doesn't matter where you go, he has eyes everywhere. Someone is going to have to touch. It's going to have to be Prophet. If Teru has his number, I mind you, Fitz might be able to decloak here as well. If all left the point, if he decloaks, he can just go for a back cap, but Burner's got an option to get there quite quickly. Pineapple's going to be the one to contest for now, and Shy's coming in. Here's the rest of the team. They bought enough time.
If they push their way through the castle, the grab still held. Smurf has not been able to find an opportunity to really use this one. Now needs to try to pilot around the D-Matrix of Bernard, but there's the EMP. Smurf going to be one of the big targets here, but Transcendence does come out. Great stick into the back line. Pineapple finds Vinheim, and now the heal's going to be cut down into half. Self-destruct up over the top. Smurf not going to get clipped by that one. Thought maybe he was going to be at risk, but does manage to survive. Nano Boost out from Irony. Goes on to Bernard. Contests the cart. Smurf going to be taken down. Vinheim desperately trying to swap over to something, but there's no one to keep the cart rolling. And there's the closeout just at the end of the bridge as far as it goes. And it's a very real win condition locked in for the side of the Hangzhou Spark Dynasty. Need to have an impeccable defense, but given the way that they're playing right now, Trid, the disjointedness, I just don't see it happening. I think Hangzhou Spark might be able to find a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, 2-0 lead. Definitely on the card here, Seth. I mean, we were entertaining the idea of a 3-0 for the Dynasty coming into this series. We might be right about the scoreline, but wrong about the victor at this rate. Spark have been playing absolutely amazingly. Right at the end there as well, a solo grab from Smurf onto Shy just to lock down a very slippery Sombra. Probably not the most efficient use they were looking for. Spark well away from that, but they need to keep the fight on the point. A lot of attention still being paid over to Iris and Vindame on the back line, which meant you had an isolated Smurf on the point, and he just gets burnt down by the Spark, committing more members than they need to just to get the takedown. What this has done, whether it's a map change or whatever, Smurf is now entertaining the idea that Zarya might not be the pick here and has gone over to the D.Va in an attempt to change things up.
Very bizarre. Smurf has been... inflexible isn't even the correct word because he hasn't really had to make adjustments. He's been so strong on the Zarya, but he just has not been able to find the timings here with the rest of the team to be able to find value from the Graviton Surge. So it seems like he is going to be going for this D.Va, try to keep everybody protected as the gates open up. Supernar waiting, now going to be matching. So I think for really the first time in APAC, we're going to get some D.Va v D.Va.
Did you expect that today when you woke up?
Nope.
We'd have a D.Va mirror matchup in APAC. Always continues to deliver. Oh, Shy. Caught in 4K.
It bounces off the wall and it hits him in the forehead. It's okay. Fairly short cooldown. Jumps over the top. Here comes the slide. Just manipulating. Beautifully done. Gets it over the opposite side of the wall. And now can play up front here against the team. And he finds Fitz right as he goes for the hack onto the health pack. And they cannot get the punish. They take him down to 19 HP, but he manages to jump away. Prophet does actually hound him down. Quick dashes over to the castle. Great pursuit from him to go ahead and equalize. But now, point going to be occupied here by the Hangzhou Spark. Starting to tick up. Prophet dashes through. Keeps it contested. Pineapple trying to track him. See him desperately trying to keep pace here against Prophet. But as far as the pace is concerned towards the pulse bombs, Pineapple is weighing out big. 85% built up.
The worst part about that kill there, Seth, I think if Shy didn't mess up the translocator, he probably isn't in position to capitalize on that and get a kill. His mistake was converted into a dub.
That's very true. Just happy little accidents there. As Teru again finds a kill. Fitz going to be taking down the pulse bomb stick this time. Goes out onto Iris. They find the elimination. Smurf's broken out of the mech, and that is going to be a breakthrough here on point A. They've already gotten the second tick. The third one about to happen. It is a 5-minute time bank now that the Dynasty need to chew through if they want to be victorious. Otherwise, the Hangzhou Spark are in fact going to be moving up to match point.
This is not the result that's expected. One of my favorite things, Seth, is when we do this, obviously the North American audience is probably asleep right now, for the main part.
Sure.
They obviously wake up and they get updates on Twitter, and they get updates when they watch the Encore match. They're going to check Twitter. I'm not expecting for this series. I'm going to watch people like Ms. Liz, like Mold on Twitter about APAC just being...
It's great. See the okay, the sleepy heads come wake up. What a dive in from Prophet. The stick, if he had hit it, it would have been a highlight play for sure. But now, even with a recall, he's not in a safe spot. The sleep connects, but they wake him up a little bit prematurely.
How's he still alive?
Under fire, but somehow Prophet makes it out of there with his life. That should not have happened. Either way, Hangzhou Spark still dictating the pace of the fight for now as the ults continue to come online. Pineapple lapping Prophet, nearly has his second pulse ready to go.
Steady pace as well on this payload. They're halfway through that first section.
Oh,
EMP. Good
the trance
Teru.
comes out. Iris now taken down. Shy able to just answer back, and that EMP not going to find a damn thing for the side of the Dynasty. Binham as well, crumbling under the pressure. The hack onto Smurf as he goes up onto the high ground. It's down low with that mech. HP bar right now. You see they're chasing in. Pineapple gets the break. And it just feels like the Dynasty are tripping over themselves right now. 2 left feet, and they cannot tango.
They are not able to find any setup whatsoever. Pineapple now just playing gatekeeper on these doors. Spy checking, trying to find out where Fitz might be hiding. This is going to be a rush out the spawn to try and contest this one. They got the bomb, they got nano boost. Spark have options here to just win it out with a sizable time back remaining.
They do.
Contest.
It's only been 2 minutes to get to this point. They're already knocking on the doors of a 2-0 lead. Smurf's
on life support.
Has that self-destruct. He's going to have to let it loose. Transcendence out now as well from Iris, just to try to keep everybody alive. Bernard going to be nanoed, goes into the back line. Taylor, whoever does fall, sleep on a Prophet, but Fitz has him covered, it would seem. Then him taken down. Bernard with the rockets manages to find the pick. Yeah, the Dynasty, they need to stay glued to this point. They need to stay on this cart if they want to keep things contested. They want to stop this win from going over to the side of the Hangzhou Spark. Kills still being found, but Irony gets the better of Prophet, just duking it out with him 1v1. Self-destruct now invested, looks for the remake. They cannot deny it. Bernard makes his way back in. Terror, however, is not here, so Bernard is just going to get broken right back out of it, and the Seoul Dynasty will be able to win this one out. But now they need to be worried about backcaps because there is a Tracer, there is a Sombra that they need to be concerned about.
I do like that most of the final blows from that last fight actually came from both the support lineups. Just
Probably.
dealing with the aggression being thrown at them. They were just able to convert so many kills. I think it was so close to seeing Irony get a takedown onto Profit. Fitz was there, thankfully, to cover, to kick things off. But usually you see both the supports together. They were quite isolated there. I think it was less about having Fitz coming for protection. I think they were supposed to be double diving Irony, who just turned it on his head by landing a sleep dart. And it's something they've consistently done this series to relieve pressure on the dives that are coming in. And that's something that's been missing from the Seoul Dynasty this series, the ability to relieve pressure from the Pineapple Shive dive.
Okay, EMP out from Fitz, finds the supports, but where is the damage? It's not being offered up right now. There's no capitalization whatsoever, and they desperately need these picks off the backs of these ults. They don't find them. Irony and Teru, they keep themselves alive, and now they're about to have their ults online. The Nano going to be the first one. Teru, 6% off from that Transcendence now. The Shy gets himself in behind Smurf. Nano in response, Vinham tries to keep him in the mech, but it's just not enough. It's far too late. Smurf still does Pilot Pistol, Shy down. So they managed to make that a 1-for-1 in the end with Profit falling. Now the Transcendence is up from Teru, looking to elongate the fight here for the Hangzhou Spark. Smurf going to be dealt with. The push once more happening. The contest is there from Profit, but he needs to go nuclear. And he cannot even touch the cart, and there you go. The push comes through. Dynasty, they do their damnedest to try to slow things up, but it is nowhere near enough. The Hangzhou Spark close out Eichenwalde, and now they're looking to take the first series away from the Dynasty this whole stage.
I mean, Smurf needed the trigger discipline of a professional paintball player there to get the full auto on the Bunny Blaster, because it was a race against time to get that mech back. And even with the Transcendence to provide some insulation and keep them alive, unable to do it. They were just lacking a main tank for the contest, and it just all crumbles there at the end. Spark go to match point in 2 maps. Like, they are on the brink of 3-0ing the Seoul Dynasty, which is not a result anyone was expecting coming in for today.
With Pineapple starting, and he's playing all the maps. He's still going to be
Pineapple is
sticking
the
through.
difference maker!
Like, we haven't seen this guy in months! In months! And he's still just looking impeccable. I criticized a little bit the pulse bomb sticks and whatnot on the first map, but he's definitely corrected that one because he's just consistently coming up with these kills in the back lines, just ripping apart Iris and Vinham time and time again. He's outpacing Profit. He's lapping Profit in these pulse bomb builds. Pineapple has been looking amazing so far, as has the Hangzhou Spark overall. I don't know what it is, but today it seems like the stars have aligned. The Dynasty now in a position, for the first time in the Countdown Cup qualifier stage, that they need to reverse sweep if they want to walk away victorious and maintain the win streak. So, pushed up against the wall, Hangzhou Spark once more. It is in their hands. They have the capability to be able to close out this series. Do they get reverse swept once more? I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. All I know is that Circuit Royale is coming up next. So maybe we'll cross our fingers and hope that we can see a bit of Shy v Fitz on the Widowmaker. We'll have to just wait and see what they do put together for us, though, on that Escort map. It's coming up in just a few minutes off the backside of this break, so do not go anywhere. Welcome back. We are in the upside down right now. I don't know. Vecna's magic is working something crazy because here we are, a 2-0 lead for the Hangzhou Spark. Seoul Dynasty now need to reverse sweep if they want to maintain their perfect record. And I'm not muted, so I don't know what's happening here. I should be audible. I will toggle it on and off.
You coming?
And hopefully that
coming
works.
on stream, Steph.
But,
hopefully we'll get everything working.
I'm gonna keep going. And if there's a
Yep.
problem, we'll work it out in post. We'll do it in post. But
we'll fix it in
here
post.
we go. Map 3, Circuit Royale. Yeah, reverse sweep time for the side of the Dynasty if they want to get this win. All right,
Okay,
been told
so
that everything is good.
We're
We
all the
are
issues
audible.
are resolved.
So there we go.
Yeah. Amazing.
Anyway, sorry, my
Circuit
mind's a little bit
Royale.
blown.
That's fine. I mean, honestly, it's to be expected. It's a turn of events. Pineapple's been in the hyperbolic time chamber for the entirety of the Summer Showdown. They've now come in at the end of a saga, just like Goku, and they've suddenly elevated the Spark, adding them another string to their bow with phenomenal Tracer play. We're on the cusp of seeing the 3-0 for the Spark, which is a result that no one saw coming into this one. Seoul
not.
Dynasty even forced to try out the Smurf Diva, which didn't really pay them dividends. Nice to see them go back to what Smurf is best at in this current meta, which is that Zarya. Nice little stat on the screen for you, though. 80% win rate on escort maps against the Spark this season. So, could become sick. I'm not going to do maths, but they could be making that a 4-2 scoreline. I can't divide 100 by 6. I'll just throw my hand up and admit that on the fly. You know?
It'd be, what, 15.6 repeating or something like that?
I think it's like 16.6 repeating.
I think it's 15. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway.
Someone who do maths, figure it out and let us know. Like, at one of us on Twitter.
Yeah, somebody crunch the numbers for us. Do our homework, nerds. We're too busy being on the football team. Anyway, gates are going to open up. It's going to be the time to see once more first on the attack. Prophet going back over to the Genji. Fits now onto that Sojourn. So while I was hoping for a little bit of Widowmaker action, it seems like there were no firm handshakes between the two squads. No gentleman's agreement established. Now, already some fire being sent over towards Teru's way. Hugs back around the corner behind the billboard. Keeps himself safe for now. Given the Diva, you're not really going to be able to play too far forward here, so Bernard just have to hold the corner, so drops back in with the rest of the squad as Prophet says, you know what, I'm just going to push up, try to farm for this blade, but damage-wise, hasn't gotten too much done.
They ignored Shy, and so he just got a free hack onto Prophet. Nearly went down there, because you also saw Pineapple coming in again, that powerful, potent dive duo. But there's a 5-man unit stacked on top of each other. It's going to be really hard to sneak a kill in between them. And that's what happens. Nice clip from Fitz. Takes out Shy.
Gets the headshot. Shy taken down. Good start. Now dive into the back lines. Prophet cuts through. Gets the headshot. Right click onto Teru. Now looks for irony. Well, yes, he does get a nice little biodate down. It's just going to be them getting swept completely under the rug. Hack out from Shy. Prophet to nonplussed about this one. Continues to play forward, as that's going to be the cap coming through on a point A. So Dynasty looking a hell of a lot more like themselves here at the start of Circuit Royale. Now have over 5 minutes to work with as they go into the second phase.
We're going to try and push beyond the payload in this section of the map. You can see Smurf trying to hold the line at the top. The rest of the team are going to follow up nicely. Pineapple has a pulse bomb. We've already commented on the hit-and-miss nature of the connections with these. Finding a good stick could open up for Spark to retake control of the payload and begin to put a dent in this quite sizable time bank.
Dynasty now looking to continue to push forward, looking to run up that road, run up that hill, but Pineapple says nope. It's the kill here on Iris, takes him down. Fitz as well going to fall. Vinham only able to find one in exchange. A bit of a bloody back and forth between the two squads, but ultimately this is going to result in Smurf's demise, a reset on the energy, and the cart halted here at the midway point.
I wonder, actually, if they get caught on the road here, the terrain is not necessarily the most helpful to hide away from a Diva Bomb in this area of the map. So depending on where this gets skidded down the ramp, it could be quite difficult for Seoul to escape it. Might actually see some kill confirms coming in from that ultimate, which usually our pros are quite good at avoiding.
Well, ult's now coming online. About to be 5 for the Dynasty. And Spark desperately going to be in need of this transcendence from Teru. Takes a nasty chunk. Shy slinking around the back lines. EMP going to come out, manages to catch absolutely everyone. And that is going to be the retreat sounded here. The Prophet, the only casualty thus far. They're looking to still turn the tides of this fight. Nano goes out onto Smurf. Now the Sound barrier dropped in from Vinheim to try to survive and keep pushing aggressively. Grabs somehow actually does get the catch onto Bernard as well. That's going to be the self-destruct now forced. Overclock, Pop looking for Irony, finally tracks him down. Fitz gets that kill. Here is going to be exchanged. This Hangzhou Spark not necessarily out of this fight, but with Pineapple getting clipped, that will be the breakthrough, and that should be the cap onto B. Once more, going to be a nasty time bank established for the Dynasty.
Lots of progress to be made here, looking at about 4 minutes 30 on the clock, moving into the final section. What's even worse as well is that Spark aren't really in a position to try and force that oppressive spawn cap you often see on point C. Prophet's found Shy as well, so there's no sign of clamping on the brakes for the Spark right now.
Yeah, Pulse Bomb would have been a good way to get some form of cart control here, slow things up a bit, and take some forward space for the Hangzhou Spark, but unfortunately for Pineapple, it does go wide, does not find the kill. Blade still held now. Nano about to be up from Irony, trying to keep somebody alive. Now rotating coast side just to try to get a wraparound flank here onto the Dynasty members and collapse in towards the cart. Fitz spotted, taking a couple shots, but Widely is going to be just fine as they continue to advance forward, getting ready to round that final corner now. Bernard making his exit. So still just going to be some free distance given up here as Prophet does get hacked out, but damage just isn't there to find the kill, and oh man, the dash through the rail shot from Fitz. Pineapple taken down, absolutely assassinated. Now Sleep Dart comes in, interrupts this blade. Bubble comes through, trying to keep him protected, but Teru is energized. Man is just juiced up, and he's clicking heads. He finds Fitz for his troubles as well. Both the damage dealers taken down. He's looking for Smurf, will end up falling, but he did enough. Smurf ends up crumbling under the pressure. The Hangzhou Spark will be able to win out the fight in the end.
You, in the third-person camera when you get slept, Prophet must have just seen a bubbled Nano's Teru, like charging up a right-click, coming into frame, and then bonking him on his head. Fantastic shutdown from Irony and Teru together there to make sure Prophet finds no value with that blade. Even after Fitz found that opening pick as well. Now, Spark still need to wrestle control of the payload because they're on that home stretch. And Shy set up for that EMP, already getting himself around the back line, but still trying to dodge out the spy checking that's going on.
Okay, another great shot. Pineapple taken down, EMP thrown in by Shy. I think it only finds Fitz, actually. Will force the sound barrier all the same, and now the cart once more is pushing forward. There's still a very healthy time bank for the side of the Dynasty here. Overclock about to be online. Teru taken down. Rail shot to the head. Looks for Shy. Can't get it. Pulse Bomb will find Iris, but they need so much more than that. There's a setup once more as the rail shot goes through. The dash from Prophet finds the elimination, and that will be the finish. 2 minutes, 13 seconds here for the Dynasty, looking very much reinvigorated after the first two map losses. Seemingly finding their identity and their footing simultaneously. They get to the end of Circuit Royale.
Certainly a more reminiscent picture of the Seoul Dynasty showing up in Circuit Royale today. Sizable time bank with the completion on the map. Looked like sheer dominance. There was only maybe one fight where it felt like the Spark actually had control and pushed the Dynasty back. Outside of that, it's just the steam train keeps on rolling forward throughout the entire map. Really loving the Fitz changeover to the Sojourn. You saw the value coming in from the railgun shots. Lots of these opening picks onto people like Pineapple and Shy, just getting found out. And even when you're looking at the POV from them chunking through like targets like Burner, for example, that defense matrix cannot be up the entire time. You can just sit on the railgun for a bit, pump a shot into the Diva, and just chunk through the HP bar. Really like the lineup, and of course Prophet's just having fun on Genji right now. Beautiful change up on Circuit Royale. This is more of the Seoul Dynasty we want to see.
Very much is. Let's see, though. Okay, Pineapple flashing the Widow. I guess just going to go for the opening shot before he swaps back over onto the Tracer. But, man, wouldn't it be wonderful if he sticks with it? Imagine Pineapple just says, you know what? I'm just going to play Widow the whole map, and then just crushes.
5, 4.
That'd be pretty great. But don't think we're going to get to see that too much here. Gates open, Prophet burns the deflect, and Fitz swings the corner. I don't know why. But he gets taken down, and that's a huge opening for the side of the Hangzhou Spark now.
Like that Widowmaker out of spawn play is textbook on so many maps. Why would you chance it, even with the intel?
And Fitz is a Widow player.
Okay,
he should know better than anybody else.
Yes. Okay, well, they've lost control of the Mega on the outer ring as expected because Shy's hacked that up, so it does mean that they are a little bit healing the Prior, and it creates an opening for Shy to just keep walking around here, recuperating some health, and then disappearing off into the distance. Prophet's not necessarily going to be able to spike check back 100%, and Pineapple's in range, so if he gets hacked, he's going to be isolated quite easily. But Shy's going straight to the back line as expected, hacks up onto Iris, and draws some pressure back.
Okay, nice shot from Fitz. Will find Teru under an immense amount of pressure. Slides over to the side. Tracks Pineapple here, trying to dive into the back line. Let's try to get the kill on the Iris, but just can't quite make it happen. And Fitz with the primary fire will just be able to beam him down to the end. Good kill, space regained here from side of the Dynasty, and that is just going to be a massive recovery and a much needed one for them after the completely and utterly botched start to this.
God bless the ability of Fitz to just recover their mistake. Railgun comes in clutch, finds the pick, opens it up, able to play nicely around the pressure that Shy's exerting on the back line. That's more of what we want to see. Now Shy's just in position up in the rafters, trying to find a target, going to sneak in, find his way into the back. Pineapple's got a pulse bomb, want to see a stick here, try and open it up with the spark even more. Oh, there you go.
Pulse bomb not going to get the connection that they're looking for. Prophet still gets taken down. Pineapple able to play off the back end. Finds that kill. Nanoed up Smurf. Gonna pick off onto Iron. He finds Shy as well to boot. 2 huge picks for him. Self-destruct now out onto the cart to try to buy some space. And Vinheim just can't tuck away. He can't make himself small enough to avoid the blast. Ends up falling. And that will be the cap here for the Hangzhou Spark. So overall, I'd say both sides widely recovering. Dynasty able to get themselves back into that defense, but Hangzhou Spark able to break through and still get a respectable time bank as they get ready to go up the hill.
It wasn't so much the fact that Vinheim just got caught by a clip. It's just that Vinheim actually had time to be able to leave the payload at that point, maybe, and just jump back round in the corner. I think he could have done it, but him just tucking away and just dying by pixel. The confidence, the conviction, and still being wrong is what's fantastic about that to me.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Nice shutdown, overclock, interrupted, hack out, Fitz taking so much damage, but they do manage to keep him alive. Vinheim wisely still holds that ult in his pocket. Tries to get the nade behind to force Terra out of the line of sight. Doesn't work a treat, but now the Dragon Blade is pulled. Prophet just looking to keep the back lines covered there. Widely is not going to find too much because of the Transcendence out from Terra. They deny the damage. Now the EMP getting ready to get set up. Shy goes around back end. Just gets detected for a brief little moment, but still Widely unscouted. Opens up, EMP held on to. Actually just translocates out.
He has to. That's unsustainable positioning there. He has to leave. The EMP, I don't think the team was ready for him to commit, so had to go after being spy checked, lingering a little bit too long in the background. And again, just applying some pressure and disappearing, then unable to commit to this EMP at the moment.
Still hold on to it. Vinheim, if he can avoid it, the sound barrier is at the ready. Pulse bomb stick is great, and that's Fitz. Taken down. Quick reactions from Pineapple. What a great opener for him. Now the EMP going to strike. Shy does get taken down, however, Smurf nanoed up. Still going to be a very big threat. And yeah, the tides of this fight are being turned. The Dynasty are coming out on top. Despite the hacks, Smurf with the nano and high energy is more than enough to shut down the Hangzhou Spark. Dives in on top of Irony. Iris will slurp the kill. Dynasty win out the fight once more, buying some more time for themselves. Down below 2.5 minutes now are the Hangzhou Spark. Cart not far off the mark. This is still vital for the Dynasty to find success on the map.
Yeah, all that high energy Smurf is bouncing around the field as well, able to get above these barriers and launch mortars from above. It's an impressive position for Azaria to be in. Needs to be challenged quite quickly, otherwise they're going to take so much damage on the entrance. You see Teru already taking a few shots, but they can play around the cover a little bit before moving up into the high ground. Smurf has that Graviton Surge. There is available to drop down an anti as well. Could be a big combo to burn another minute of this time bank if the fight gets extended.
Pineapple, 9% for the pulse. Just building this one up. Needs to find a kill. And Shy, man, narrowly makes it out with his life intact. Nanabu's going to be invested. Goes over towards Pineapple. Now does have that ult ready to go. Takes the recall out.
No one caught with the grab.
Going to go wide. I think he was trying to get the catch here onto the Tracer, in fact. Doesn't get that connection, but Prophet dashing through will eventually get the assassination. Pineapple dead without being able to use the ult, and that's going to be the retreat sounded here for the rest of the Hangzhou Spark and the Dynasty. They smell blood in the water. They're pushing forward looking for these kills. Rail at the ready. Any pick from Fitz is still just a massive amount of time bought. Self-destruct going to be let loose into the back. They pull around the pillars. Everybody from the Dynasty widely able to avoid the explosion.
caught napping.
Sleep does connect onto Fitz. It's quite far forward, but they cannot get the kill. They can't play off the back of it. Pulse Bomb lobbed in a Hail Mary toss from Pineapple. Doesn't find a damn thing, and Smurf gets the catch. Pineapple taken out, and once more the Hangzhou Spark completely slowed down without just 50 seconds remaining. There's a blade
They're
pull.
looking to get that Transcendence.
They're looking for the elimination. A couple swipes out onto Irony. They do force that Transcendence to come through, and Prophet does get shy right at the end of the ult for his troubles. Break onto Bernard's mech. And now they just go ahead and chew through everybody on the side of the Hangzhou Spark, just cleaning them up. The cart's still locked in place. 28 seconds remaining, Trid.
Yeah, last fight, EMP, probably going to get the nano boost online for Irony as well. The Spark have had this flipped on its head right now. They're struggling to find routes into point B. Smurf's about to have that Graviton Surge online in this clutch moment against the rush, the uncoordination, or the lack of coordination that comes from the Spark. That Graviton Surge, even if it's solo, will provide enough value. Vindame has the beat as well. This is going to be a big trade-up for the Spark if they're going to be able to try and push this over the line. Shy's in position with that EMP. They are constantly looking for the spy check. They leave him uncontested. He gets in position. I think that's Spark's only way into this. Bernard's gone over to the Zarya, and Pineapple's gone down!
He is dead, and Smurf grabs Bernard away from the cart. The Dynasty deny the touch. They force the C9. Granted, they weren't winning that fight. Pineapple was already out, so it's not actually a C9 in the end. But wonderfully piloted here from the side of the Dynasty. Like I said, looking way more like themselves. This is what we anticipate from them in the first two maps, but they managed to find their identity here in map number 3. And now they are looking to engineer a reverse sweep. That is the first step of 3. We'll see if they can continue on their merry way, as I believe we have Colosseo coming up for our 4th map to see if they can make it happen. Otherwise, the Hangzhou Spark, I mean, this is unfortunately very familiar territory for them. They recently did suffer a reverse sweep, so now they're staring at another one, trying to shut down the best team in the region. Colosseo needs to be the staging grounds for them to close this set out. Otherwise, the Dynasty are going to be looking to take us to a map 5. So we'll see what happens when we come back from the break. Don't go anywhere, guys. The action continues in just a few. idiot. Anyway, there we go. Hi, I was muted. That was on my end. But one map win for the side of the Dynasty is what I was saying. They're looking to pull off a reverse sweep. Now we're going to be going into Colosseo, which is our push map, to see whether or not they can keep making this happen. Try to take us into a Game 5, or if the Hangzhou Spark will be able to close out a series versus the top dogs and stop themselves from getting reverse swept yet again.
Yeah, it's going to be heartbreak for the Spark fans if this happens twice in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably not enjoying that at all in the slightest. But Seoul Dynasty seem rejuvenated after what we could potentially call the halfway point moving into Circuit Royale. Definitely showing much better signs of life. Fitz bringing the Sojourn to the table, breath of fresh air, music to my ears. Fantastic performance on that, being able to hit the railgun shots, take down all these early picks. They've tidied up some of the backline sloppiness we saw earlier on in the series.
Yes.
The combination of Shy and Pineapple being able to just pick off Vindame and Iris has been completely muted. It's been reduced to the point where it's a non-factor in a lot of these fights now. Great improvements as the series has gone on. They keep this form, they're probably going to end up reverse sweeping. But as we move on to Colosseo, it's a new opportunity for the Spark to come out here and show us how good they were at the beginning of this series. They're keeping Pineapple in the roster, so at this point I'm going to throw it out there and say we won't see Alpha Yi today. It seems like they're just sticking with Pineapple. I don't see a reason to change. I don't think Pineapple was the issue in the last map. So play him out in Colosseo. Let's see them try and close this one out, because they are still at match point and they can still end the series here.
They absolutely can, and I agree. You know, there's a bit more disjointedness, I think, team-wide from the side of the Hangzhou Spark there on Circuit Royale, but also just the Dynasty playing like the team that we know and love. So it's hard to fault the Hangzhou Spark when the Dynasty seemingly start firing on all cylinders. We'll see how they fare, though, because, again, Hangzhou Spark closing out these matches, these series, has been a major difficulty for them so far in this phase of the season. If they can get it done now, beat the #1 team in the region, a lot of the sins of the past are going to be forgiven.
5,
Well, here's the rollout for them. Composition's looking very similar. They're rolling out with their best comps each from what we've seen in the series so far. The Genji Sojourn combination is working out for Profit and Fitz. There's no reason to change it up. And of course, Bernard's going to go back to the Diva after a brief foray into the Zarya at the end of that last map.
10 minutes on the clock. Let's see who is going to be able to come out on top here. There's some minor skirmishing to open things up. Shy getting himself around into the back line, trying to get a spot, but okay, Terror just does the work for him. Still does find the hack. Profit gets on top of Shy immediately, does find the punish, so 1 for 1, but with the support taken down. It's going to be the Hangzhou Spark able to push first and foremost, so they go ahead and start getting a bit of distance. Profit chasing for it, tries to get that assassination onto Pineapple, can't quite make it happen. And just like that, Dynasty pull away. Or rather, the Hangzhou Spark pull away, Dynasty get on top of the bot.
Well, they're going to keep pushing because Bernard's keeping the presence there to try and push it back a little bit. Terror off to the side, sitting nice and comfortably at the back. Wants to hit these long-range dinks. Pineapple's dancing in the front line. Profit's been muted a little bit by that anti-nade coming out from Irony. So far, no explosive crescendo to these fights just yet. The bot is fairly just stagnant in the middle until these picks start to open up. Smurf are being applied pressure with the micro-missiles. Might be enough more than he can shoot, though. Bernard about to go down.
Oh, he's so damn low. The sleep dart connects, but they're just not getting on top of it. They're going to leave him down on the floor. Now the Nano is going to be coming through from Irony. Iris not quite having one of his own. Now the hack comes in as well. They're trying to pressure out this Ana with the pulse bomb. That will do the trick. Pineapple finally able to get that elimination. You can see how many people contributed to the kill.
Yeah, Iris just got jumped.
Yeah, really had to work for
there.
it. They get it in the end. Nice anti-out on the 2. Fitz taken down. And the Hangzhou Spark, they start getting quite a bit of distance now.
I'll roll this payload forward. Push the barricade forward. Another opportunity for the Seoul Dynasty to stop them before they reach the checkpoint. But if they lose this next fight, forward spawns will be unlocked for the Spark, and that's where it gets a little bit dicey for the Dynasty. Headshots chase down, nearly get the kill. The recall allows Pineapple to escape. Profit will be backed up by Vindame. He jumps into the backline, close to a beat of his own. So Ultimate's coming online for the Dynasty to sustain themselves in this next fight. Really looking towards that blade from Profit to be muted by Teru.
Okay, there's the overclock
has a couple of time.
Terror taking a shot. It's going to be a little bit too late.
Too late.
Bernard in this mech, but escorts him, make sure that he can go ahead and remech after the self-destruct. Fitz gets taken down. Now the Nanoblade's going to be pulled instantly. They find the kill onto both supports. Profit carving up the back lines. Looks for a little bit more. Will be able to get the break here onto Bernard's mech. So there's 3 as he looks for a little bit more. Dash forward. Pineapple played right up close and personal with him. Profit. A casual little glance to the left side as he manages to track him down. Get the finish with a melee hit. Seoul Dynasty finally able to really start pushing the 40 meters precisely, actually, to go ahead and try to take the lead. We'll see if they can get it done.
I think it's the first time this series we've seen Seoul Dynasty be able to force the Transcendence without the Blade, which enabled Profit to get the overlap once the Transcendence expired, and then you finally get the Nanoblade combination in there. It shows how deadly it can be. Spark are probably going to want to hold on to that one next time.
EMP finds 4, but Fitz just turns to the side casually. Gets a rail shot to go ahead and take down Shy. Will be traded quickly, however, as Pineapple gets another pulse bomb stick into a follow-up kill onto Smurf. The grab once more taken out of the equation. The bot in the hands of the Hangzhou Spark. They do not let the Dynasty gain too much distance. They make it just over halfway to tying.
Yeah, nice counterattack there from the Spark. Immediately, Nano Boost still available. Bernard tends to be the typical target for this one from the Spark lineup. Just add that extra potency to the offenses. Double expires, Fitz goes down, no healing.
No healing, and Pineapple just wreaking havoc. It's basically unaccounted for right now by the Dynasty. Nano going to be used, goes over to Bernard, instantly makes use of it, finds the kill on the Eris, helps take down Smurf. The bot is going to be potentially making it to the checkpoint here off this push.
Should be able to, especially if they got that clearance. I mean, look how much support Burner got in there as well. Discord Orb onto Smurf, Nano Boost as well. There's no way that Azaria can sustain against that much damage and that much attention. Payload not being pushed, they kind of expired it a little bit. Teru's in range now to take over the pushing responsibilities. Checkpoint going to be unlocked shortly, but it's being contested by the Seoul Dynasty. Grab coming into that one as well. They will get the kills.
It does come out. They do manage to find Teru, but now Fitz going to be taken down. It's a lot of back and forth here. Bernard did get eliminated by Vinheim. They deny the remake, but Smurf just so very low. No healing coming through. Vinheim, he's busy killing people. Finds Pineapple. The bot does get taken here from the side of the Dynasty. They deny the cap on that checkpoint. They start shipping it back. Vinheim playing by himself, but I mean, you can see just how far away everybody is right now. He gets the bot into a neutral position and then goes to Taxi, Smurf, and Profit.
Shy's in the background, lurking as always. Finding opportunity to the backline to apply some pressure and make the Dynasty fold in on themselves and play protective.
Eris receives the bubble from Smurf, does stay alive. Shy looks for the hack. Keeping him at arm's length for now. Eris just holds on to this. The Nanoblade combo at the ready. They throw it. It's ahead of the Transcendence. Profit, however, getting turned around a little bit. Can't quite find Irony. Gets him in the end, but then there's just so much collapse there from the side of the Hangzhou Spark. They get on top of the Genji. They shut him down, so it's going to be a 1-for-1 at the end of it all. Now Teru using the Transcendence, trying to keep everybody alive as the overclock is popped. Fitz so very low. Soundberry shield does come in to try to keep him alive.
Big
EMP negates it all, and Fitz ends up falling. Dynasty
finding 4
again
there.
Just getting pressured out. Smurf trying to play the front lines, does have high energy, but needs to be able to find a kill. Gets on top of Teru, does get the elimination there. Opens things up a little bit more here for the squad. Nano Boost out onto Bernard. Still holds on to that self-destruct should he get demeched, which it seems like it's inevitable that he will. D-Matrix buys him a little bit of extra time, but actually saves it for a follow-up fight, it would seem. Knows that they still have quite a bit of distance here. Over top of the Dynasty. Pineapple finds 2. Profit, Vinheim, both going to be taken down. The pulse bomb able to get him, and it wasn't even a stick. I think Vinheim might have dove on top of that.
Thankfully, the Smurf is able to shut that down afterwards. Shy picking up another kill. This really mutes the push from Dynasty. They needed to be able to win consecutive fights to try and challenge the distance that the Spark has, but if they keep losing members on their offense, they don't have the cohesive push, they're not able to maximize the distance, and that's really going to be a problem for them on a map type like Push, where every meter, every second of push time counts because of how long you have to be, or how long you have to go before you get points on the board.
Almost gets
up there.
Yeah, almost gets the spawn camp assassination on the Fitz. Still under pressure, still needs some healing. See, Eris trying his damnedest. Profit able to open things up, does find Irony. Teru going to be taken down. Smurf, Profit able to finally really get themselves into a pushable position, as they will finish off Bernard. Hangzhou Spark still just poking and prodding where possible, buying some more time for themselves. Can start pushing forward now.
Don't get picked off here. Don't get picked off 1 by 1 here. Like, if you take a full 5v5 fight to the next push, you can probably win that and get the checkpoint. You got to self-destruct against the grab. That fight, in theory, goes the way of Seoul Dynasty if it's played perfectly. They just need to get themselves over the line.
EMP, though.
EMP can be the
massive.
shutdown for them.
Shy is just basically sitting in stealth, waiting to take this one up naturally. Does finally get involved a little bit more.
Oh, they went for it!
Bernard, okay. Grab does get the catch-up, but there's no follow-up. Prophet now holding on to the pulse bomb. There's the EMP. Goes across. Benhaim has the sound barrier on the back end, but they cannot save Fitz. He ends up falling. Teru taken down by Smurf. A 1-for-1, now a 2-for-1 special as the supports are out of the fray. Bernard can't get anything with the self-destruct. Gets the remech off, but now he's playing by himself. Shy looking to rejoin the fight, but without their supports, they're very much exposed and at risk. There's the break on the mech, the finish on the Baby Diva, and suddenly the checkpoint very much obtainable here for the side of the Soul Dynasty as they look to take the lead. Just 2 meters left to go. The lead, now there's the checkpoint going to be obtained. There's the forward spawns for them as well. And they're continuing to play the card. They know that this is still so damn close, they have to get some extra distance.
100%, 100 and, well, 130 seconds. 1 minute 30 left. I was going to say 130 seconds, but that's not accurate. 1 minute 30 left on the clock for them. Still play out this map. Soul Dynasty in control. Big Smurf tried to big brain that last time and kind of catch Shy with that grab, which is why it was yeeted out, and actually Bernard went into it after the fact. Trying to catch a decloaking Sombra and make sure they shut it down and stop the mobility and maybe mitigate some of the impact of that EMP. Still went out there afterwards. Pulse bomb thrown in, forces the Transcendence.
Yep, they do force that one out, but Fitzy's got the EMP for the back end of this fight. Nano now online from Iris as well. Throws that out, goes to Smurf. So far, EMP still going to be held. Pulse bomb goes for it from Pineapple, but the bubbles are there. They managed to absorb it, but now Bernard nanoed up, gets on top of the supports, finds the eliminations. Recall force from Prophet as he tries to get out of here with his life intact. Seems like he will be safe for now. It's 16 meters the lead right now for the Dynasty as the Spark starts shipping the bot back across into neutral territory.
This is going to be so rough for the Spark, though, Seth. They are going to probably end up... If they win, they're doing it in overtime, without a doubt. This is going to be quite a long fight, necessarily. If it wins their way, they have to go against an EMP and a grab in this next engagement, and they need to win probably 2 more fights to actually surpass the distance the Soul Dynasty have done. But Teru's been found out. They might not even get 1 fight win.
Yeah, they might not. Bernard was trying to keep him covered with that D-Matrix, but it was just not enough. The damage makes its way through. They find the pick, and the bot once more taken by the Dynasty. 8 seconds now remaining. Like you said, overtime is where it's going to have to be if the Hangzhou Spark want to bring this map back. Otherwise, the Dynasty are very much looking to close things out. The bot, again, nearly pushed into a position where they will have the forward spawn. The grab comes in. They get the catch on the Shy. They find that elimination. The EMP taken out of the equation. Contest is there from the high ground from Bernard. This cheesy spot continues to work for them. It's Pineapple. Swings around the back. The bot taken for now. But here's the cleanup. Both supports, eliminated. Low energy here from Smurf, but he's not too bothered by it. Again, the bot grabbed by the Dynasty. Pulse bomb at the ready. The EMP finally comes in from Shy. He does get the elimination on the Fitz, but they lose Pineapple moments before. Self-destruct thrown in. Looks to go ahead and clear them out, but it also clears out the Hangzhou Spark, and the OT bleeds away. The Soul Dynasty win on Colosseo, and they will be taking us to a map 5. 1 more round of control as we get ready to go to Nepal to see whether or not they can pull off the reverse sweep, or if the Hangzhou Spark can stop the door from slamming in their faces.
Spark taking a trip through memory lane, but the memory is still fresh for them. They're about to get reverse sweeped. Yeah, yeah, you could call it that. It's definitely for the Spark fans. Nah, that works. Taking a jog through that one, they were sprinted through 2 buildings of just being reverse swept constantly. Lining up for it to happen once more. Soul Dynasty have definitely found the Michael Jordan secret sauce in the break time and able to get themselves all juiced up and ready to go. Yeah, good old Space Jam reference here on whatever time zone you're in right now, because we are a global broadcast. Yeah, fantastic performance by them. Hangzhou Spark definitely showing a lot more of what we saw early on in the series. Not quite Circuit Royale levels of domination from the Dynasty. Could make quite a competitive closer, especially how the first control map went for the Spark.
Yeah, I mean, this has got to be a bit concerning, to say the least, here for the Hangzhou Spark. As you say, just familiar territory. Once again, not a position that they want to be in, but can they close it out? They did look very strong on that initial round of Oasis, that initial map, I should say, being able to take it. So can they do it again now that we shift our sights to Nepal? There's only one way to find out, and that's to stay tuned, because it's coming at you guys in just a few minutes, so do not go anywhere. we are back, and as prophesized, I suppose, at the beginning of this broadcast, here we are in a Game 5. We've been having so many of these, and that is going to continue here this evening, it would seem, as the Dynasty are currently trying to pull off a reverse sweep. Hangzhou Spark, 2-0 lead at the beginning, and it's just kind of steadily fallen apart from there. Like you mentioned, Tread, before the break, looking a bit more alive, a bit more competitive there on Colosseo compared to Circuit Royale, but now it all comes down to this. It's a best of one to decide who is going to be walking away victorious and who's going to be a bit embarrassed, because this would be the first loss for the Dynasty here in the Countdown Cup qualifier, and this would also be the second reverse sweep in a row, I believe now, for the Hangzhou Spark. So either way, somebody's not going to be happy at the end of this.
Yeah, which is sad. You want to try and make sure that all teams have good enjoyment out of the series, but there can only be one winner and one loser when it comes to most competitions, to be honest. I was going to say this is the game of Overwatch, but just a universal concept in sport, I guess. We move over to Nepal. Our first clearance is going to be the good old Sanctum. And to be honest, I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah, what is happening here? I think we might have a refire on the lobby.
Yeah,
getting
we
ready to
might
come
do,
out.
actually. Okay. Everything's back to normal. There was some silliness happening.
They were waiting. I guess it went into a skirmish mode while they were waiting for everybody to spawn in.
Wait, so what you didn't see was on our second feed, where we can see the game lobby, we have things like Junkrat, Doomfist, and we heard a lot of like action and death going on. And I think Seth did what I did, which was looking at the UI and going, "Are we in game already? What's happening here?"
Yeah. Okay.
But we'll be back to our regular scheduled programming. I imagine we'll not see any of the silly compositions. Like I said, Sanctum, Nepal is our first destination. Seoul Dynasty going to be having the exact same composition they ran out of in the latter half of this series, where they found all of their success. Let's be real. Spark, however, probably going to revert back to the composition where they found the most success as well. So it's this clash of styles that both of these teams are bringing together, where the Dynasty has definitely had the upper hand in this series. Don't do it, Bernard. Are you actually going to bring us this? A resurgence?
No.
No!
Okay.
I was really hoping we saw the Junker Queen again.
It's a mild jabate, I suppose. Just shows us the Queen for a little moment there, swaps away from it. So, yeah, just doesn't have the gall. He doesn't have the guts to run it. They didn't.
No, now he's playing a different kind of
get
Queen.
clipped by that one.
See the lineup here. Already at 100 charge, first railgun shot. Will there be a dink? Don't show around the corner. Nice head on the swivel as well. They're keeping the intel of where Pineapple's hiding.
Oh, okay. Rail shot
Help
sent out.
profit.
Shy able to translocate away from that one, so avoids death. Now it's going to be Prophet occupying the point, looking for the cap. A couple orbs being sent his way there by Terror, trying to really bully him out of that position, stop the lockdown from coming through. And now the full contest will be there as Bernard goes jumping forward.
On the point. Bernard just being a mass at the moment. Can only soak up so much damage with the defense matrix. They are
really
stopping the cap from coming through. Something's got to
denying
give.
it all
His
away.
Prophet.
Okay, well, there's the first blood coming through. Shy finally able to find an elimination. Anti out on the 2, and that should be the cleanup. Fitz will give a parting gift over to Irony with that rail shot to the head, but Vinheim playing forward like this, likely gonna die, but actually looks like maybe he's okay. He's going for the boop off, almost gets Bernard, but he gets the jets back in and keeps himself alive. The cap finally comes through. Hangzhou Spark once more going to be able to start things off.
A really long first fight. Usually control points don't stay uncapped for that long. But Spark got a lot of resources set up in order to hold on to it now. Pulse Bomb, Self-Destruct, Nano Boost, Transcendence, and we're getting even closer to that EMP being online as well. So the whole buffet for the Spark. And if they whiff this, I'll be very disappointed, Seth. They should be walking away with a fat dub from this fight and a big EMP to kick it off.
And it is absolutely massive. Vinheim trying to wall ride, trying to keep Pineapple at an arm's length, but eventually does go down, and that is going to be the team kill in all likelihood. As Prophet, cannot stay alive. Iris respawning, tries to keep him in the fight, but is cleaned up in the end. And that is an extended team wipe, and very much control held by the Hangzhou Spark now at 38%.
And they were able to do it with 2 ultimates. They have 3 left to cycle. Looking good for the Spark to build up even more progress. Take it down to that final fight territory. Pulse Bomb to find a pick. Self-destruct to keep that stickiness on the point. And Transcendence is going to be used to answer this blade.
That it is. Bernard not quite in the healing, but gets over to
They
it.
found Fitz as
Pineapple
well.
finds the pickoff. Fitz going to be taken down. Blade combo, not going to get a damn thing done for the side of the Dynasty. Prophet just ends up inting forward, looking for the faster reset. They need to reset quickly because this is Final Fight territory. Smurf trying to stay alive, but he goes down. Now it's 70%. Hangzhou Spark looking to dominate in this first round.
This is priced in for the Seoul Dynasty, though, Seth. First round of Control, it's always a write-off for them, apparently. And we're seeing more of that now, even in map number 5. Graviton Surge and the Overclock available. Remember, Overclock railgun shots just pass straight through targets. It does mean that if there's a Graviton Surge and a mass of people, they're all going to be feeling the hurt from that railgun shot. So it could be a good combo to use here, and they're going to need it. 10% remaining. Final fight, potentially, of this round.
Yeah. And even if they get the flip, it's still going to be a very long road for the Dynasty. They're trying to win this one out. Shy gets the hack on the Prophet. They take him down. The Overclock now going to be popped. The OT force. Fitz under fire, under pressure. They try to keep him alive. Pulse book from Pineapple, not going to find the connection. There's the self-destruct let loose. Bernard, the Baby Diva, going to be lost. Smurf does find Shy before getting eliminated. Now they need to stay glued to the point. Fitz goes rolling forward. The Nano is out. Pineapple anti, but doesn't give a damn. Just turns his sights to Fitz, finds Prophet. There's the cleanup. There's the round 100-0. Hangzhou Spark looking hungry, starving to be able to deny this reverse sweep.
Score 1.
Just give Pineapple player of the match if Spark win, actually. We're having a bit of a debate about it. I actually think if Spark win and Pineapple continues playing like that into this next round or maybe a round 3, just give it to him. I think he's earned it, coming back from such a long hiatus to be able to then just dominate this series. When Pineapple is playing well and taking over, Spark are winning. They are winning decisively as well. 100-0 shutout against Dynasty to settle this tiebreaker is a phenomenal start for them. They can close it out on Village or even Shrine. Jobs are good and hand it over to him. What a return to form for Pineapple.
Round 2. Capture the objective.
Well, now out the gate. So they're pushing forward again, swapping back over to the Sojourn Genji combination. We'll see if they get pressured off this once more. Prophet trying to play forward, takes a nasty chunk of damage. The bubble's there from Smurf to keep him covered and build up some energy. For now, the Hangzhou Spark widely going to be contained inside. As Prophet dukes it out just there at the bottom left of the screen against Pineapple. He's looking to build up towards that pulse. Already about to be a third of the way there. Widely still zoned back are the Hangzhou Sparks. The Dynasty, now that the point is unlocked, can go ahead and try to get this early contest. Prophet dove on. Covering heals do come through. Shy going to be taken down after getting the hack here onto Iris, so Dynasty should get first grabs.
There's a rotation over to the point as well. Captured a lot faster than what we saw on Sanctum. Progress ticking up for the Dynasty. They are on the board in Nepal. Set up in that back corner. Find an opportunity for Shy to get in there, causing disruption. Pineapple also forcing someone to answer. Quite easy for Fitz to be able to take some stray shots. Not many hiding spots on that point for Pineapple to dash behind. We will take the fight to Fitz.
Just continuing to try to draw some attention. Does get them down off that high ground. Iris falling low, and there's a nade layered in. Irony beautifully lobbed. They find the execution. Iris now taken out of the fight. Irony already with the nano at the ready. Throws it out, goes to Bernard. Looks for a target. Goes dashing through, self-destruct now. Built up and Fitz falls to the rocket. Sound barrier from Vidheim a little bit too late to make the Sojourn in this fight. Still trying to win things out, but like you mentioned, no hiding spots. So this self-destruct, when it comes out, can find an immense amount of value and clear them out. But Teru as well is just an absolute terror. Comes up with 2 quick picks, and that's going to be the flip coming through for the Hangzhou Spark. Dynasty set up at 47%.
Yeah, Prophet just trying to potentially find a last-minute pick there onto Shy. Took him down to the point where life support was needed, and Shy still staying strong, so unable to get taxation on the back end of that. Not to be worrying too much for the Seoul Dynasty fans. A lot of tools in their arsenal to go for the retake here. We're expecting Teru to use that Transcendence directly for Prophet's Blade to try and shut that down as an option. Now, they could do what they do on Circuit Royale and force it beforehand. Big value, but there it is. That's the interaction we were expecting.
The Blade comes
now
in, now he's going to be
the
hacked.
frontline.
The Transcendence is there to try to keep him protected. EMP out from Shy. He's instantly dealt with. Smurf finds that kill. Still holds the grab for now, and Irony's going to get picked off. So the Dynasty are looking for the flip back here into their favor, and they should be able to get it done. Pineapple, sliver of HP, ends up falling. The flip is there. 38% for the Hangzhou Spark, but now 50% for the Seoul Dynasty as they continue to climb.
Big return to form for them. Grav Overclock as the options for them. Nano Boost available for Irony in this next engagement, surely. They're at unable to really capitalize off the blade, but it was enough to force the resources, and then they had to clean up afterwards. So all
There's
the
the
same to
attention
Seoul
draw
Dynasty,
again.
as long as they win the fight. Yep. See Shy already on the point.
Pineapple just
Pineapple
trying
as
to
well.
keep them occupied here. Brings Vinheim down off the ground. Vince left
First to
by
kill.
himself. The lob in for the stick. Iris taken down as well. They do get Pineapple, but is that going to be enough? The grab's still going to be held. The ante clips onto the 3 remaining members of the Dynasty. As they look for the cleanup, Smurf taken down. There's a massive energy reset here. As Vinheim just tries to buy as much time as he possibly can, but eventually gets hacked, finished off by Teru. And that's going to be the flip, just shy of OT. Dynasty get to 97. Hangzhou Spark again take control.
Tracer for Ana, we take those trades, Seth. We take those trades. You got value out of there. You got to think about the distance time to get back to the spawn when it comes in for the second wave of reinforcements as well. When you get anti-naded and you just have a Lucio to try and sustain the team once that expires, you're not going to be able to heal him up fast enough. You're such a
Overclock.
deficit, you just lose. And oh, what a shot.
Gets the shot there on the Shy, but they need so much more. Self-destruct going to be pulled here by Vinheim. Or rather, the sound barrier, I should say, is going to be pulled by Vinheim. Bernard still holding on to the self-destruct. Hasn't found the use for it yet. They use the ults, but it doesn't get them into position. It doesn't get them over towards the point at all. Dynasty still need to fight their way back over to this one. And Teru's getting closer and closer to that next Transcendence.
I'm here. Keep fighting.
A pick onto him early would be massive. 83% now for the side of the Hangzhou Spark. Just 14% now away from being able to complete this series and deny the reverse sweep, taking down the top dogs in the APAC region. Smurf going to be taking an apple. Sleep Dart goes through. Self-destruct set out over the top from Bernard. Blade pulled from Profit. Avoids the explosion.
HP.
Needs to avoid dying. Down to 20 HP. The heals do come through. They keep him alive. Iris sends out the nano. Goes over to Smurf. The pulse bump from Pineapple. Manages to find the kill. Transcendence still going to be held by Teru. The flip needs to happen here for the Dynasty if they want to keep things going. Transcendence now out from Teru. Shy eliminated. Bernard contesting on the high ground. The melee hits come through. He finds the kill here on the Vince. The D-Matrix comes in. They keep him covered. Smurf going to be taken down. Teru is absolutely dominating. Vinheim finds one, a parting gift, but the OT will bleed away, and the Hangzhou Spark, they put their feet down. They say, not today, good sirs. Not twice in a row for us. We will not be reverse swept. They managed to find a victory for themselves here in the Countdown Cup qualifier. They stop the reverse sweep, and they take down the #1 team in the region, the Seoul Dynasty. 3-2 victory, Hangzhou Spark.
This was supposed to be a 3-0 for the Seoul Dynasty if you asked anyone ahead of the series. Hangzhou Spark bringing in Pineapple and having a fantastic performance. Not only did Pineapple step up to the plate, Teru actually had a monster of a series at the end there as well.
Oh, yeah.
In the earlier stages of the series. Both player of the match candidates there. I think the big difference maker at the end there, Seth, was that they were able to deal with the Prophet Blade without actually popping that Transcendence. The fact that Prophet was kept at such low HP, didn't have the confidence to move over, couldn't play as aggressively, didn't need to pop the Vital Ultimate. When it came down to the main crux of the fight, what does Teru still have in the back pocket? Didn't even need to use it for the Grav still to keep his team sustained. They were able to then throw that into the mix and provide overwhelming healing to close out the fight and seal the deal for the Spark. And we got confirmation of who our player of the match is as well, Seth, and it doesn't really surprise me at all.
Yeah, I think that this could have gone one of two ways, either Teru or Pineapple, but it will be the latter who's able to scoop it up. So, I mean, the guy is gone for months on end. We don't see him for an eternity, but he comes back in, and like I said, it seems like a day has not gone by since he's been playing. Just incredible performance from Pineapple. Found his footing going into the second map, was able to really get some sticks. The opening shot onto Circuit Royale as well. Obviously didn't lead to a victory on the map, but was a very good way for him to start things off. But what an incredible performance from this guy who we haven't gotten to see too much of. It seems like in the scrims, Pineapple seemingly just having some better performances compared to Alfie when it comes down to the Tracer. This is widely what they have decided to do. That's
What
a
a
wild
stick.
stick. Didn't even see that one. But, yeah, just impeccable performance from them, and was very instrumental in Hangzhou Spark being able to get this win.
Yeah, I think, Seth, we might be seeing a little bit more of Pineapple, perhaps, as we move into the rest of the Countdown Cup. It's working out well for the Spark. They took down the #1 team in the region this stage and overall, and they've historically been having a bit of a slump against the Seoul Dynasty this season as well. So Pineapple been a huge difference maker for them, but like I said, there are other members on the team who had more play time, who stepped up today. Stats, absolutely huge.
I mean, 100 limbs, and he got 51 of the final blows of that, so is just over, at that 51% mark. Absolutely incredible from him. 12 pulse bomb kills off of 13 attaches, and that one that got denied away was a bubble from Smurf to stop the explosion from getting a kill onto, I want to say it was Iris. Absolutely impeccable performance here from Pineapple, and I, for one, am right there with you, Tread. I am very happy to continue to see this guy play, because this was an absolute treat of a game from him. Some people probably going to be feeling like Teru got robbed a little bit here, but I highly disagree, just given the numbers that he put up. Like I said, it was a bit of a coin flip between the two of them. Either would have been fantastic shouts, but yeah, the fact that he was able to come back after not playing for so very long and put up these figures against the dynasty of all teams, that is enough to go ahead and edge him out and have him be the guy who takes player of the match. So very well-deserved from Pineapple, a well-deserved win here from the side of the Hangzhou Spark. They spare themselves from having egg on their faces and suffering yet another reverse sweep. So a huge win from them. We'll talk a little bit more about it, though, when we come back, because we're going to have a quick little game break, and then we'll get ready to go into our second series, which is going to be an absolute giga-banger. Talking about Game 5s, and I think that we're going to have another one there, because it's going to be the Guangzhou Charge versus the Valiant. Both of these teams vying for a spot in the play-ins, and it really could all come down to who walks away with a win in that series. But we'll chat a little bit more about that when we come back, so don't go anywhere. Game break is coming at you in just a few.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Upper Deck, the official trading card of the Overwatch League. And by TeamSpeak, the official voice supplier of the Overwatch League.
And we're back. Sorry, had to make sure that I was unmuted. So it took a little extra second there to make sure that that was good to go. So for our game break, Yeah, we just saw some wild scenes, Trid. Dynasty taken down by the Guangzhou Spark. They're able to fight back. It looked like it was going to be familiar territory, and yet another heartbreak loss for them in a reverse sweep, but they say no in the end.
Yeah, the Uno reverse, no you, double reverse if you would do, just to close it out there in favor of the Spark. Look, I think a lot of the Spark's presence has definitely been led here by an elevation of certain players in their team. I think we've already touched on the player of the match for this series, Pineapple being there. Spend a little bit more time focusing a bit on Teru, particularly earlier on in this series, Seth. The one thing I was noticing a lot is that we would see the Shy Pineapple duo go in there and obviously get the hack and spray down combination. But if they fail to do that against the backline of Iris and Vindame, you can bet any money you want that Teru was right at the back, peeking over their shoulders with an Orb of Discord and some extra damage to see them over the line. Irony, fantastic sleep there. Look at this, just giving it over to Teru. There was no way that Prophet lives through that, and Vindame just a second too late to save them. But yeah, thoroughly impressed by Teru in particular, so I wanted to shout them out despite not getting player of the match there.
Yeah, and we saw the Guangzhou Spark, I mean, not only just play individually quite well, I mean, you know, Circuit Royale aside, it was still, you know, somewhat competitive, but just couldn't quite manage to get the caps onto B and whatnot. But we saw them do something that no other team has really been able to do this entire season, really, which is make the Dynasty have to swap. You know, we saw Smurf say, okay, maybe there's something to this Diva thing. And there wasn't.
There wasn't something to this Diva
thing. It didn't go well. And Bernard just continued to, you know, play this entire series through. We did not see the swaps whatsoever. They say, you know what? It's going to be Diva, maybe a Zarya thrown in the mix because we know that Bernard is quite strong at that, but just stuck with that pick and managed to really help topple the Dynasty. It was just incredible to see here from the side of the Guangzhou Spark. This is the team that everybody who is a Spark fan wants to see. These are the performances that we know they are capable of. This roster is incredibly strong across the board, even with the recent shuffling that's gone on, the additions of Irony and Terror and whatnot coming through. I was going to say mid-season, but very much on the back end. We know what these players are capable of, and they showed it here finally in this series. Because normally we're seeing it in the first couple maps of a set, and then they end up dropping the ball.
Yeah, what was great for also the Seoul Dynasty, and why it appeared as though the Spark were dropping the ball, was that Seoul Dynasty, you know, for the earlier part of this series, when Dynasty weren't really performing, you got to remember 80% of the team comp was a mirror. The only outlying difference was being Bernard and Smurf on the different tank options. Really, the Seoul Dynasty found their success when they moved over to the Genji Sojourn flavor of meta, and they were able to have Prophet on this Genji, dealing a lot of potential, but just allow Fitz to just play Sombra at range, find these picks with the railgun. That's what really brought Seoul Dynasty back into the series. So I hope that being challenged by the Spark, they realize, hey, we're actually really good at this. We don't necessarily need to play Sombra, Tracer, Dive. This is our jam, fellas. And so we might see more of that. Maybe Dynasty can learn from this experience and become more oppressive because of it.
I mean, yeah, we'll have to just wait and see. I mean, obviously, the Dynasty, they've already been very much a hard lock for the playoffs. We know that they are going to be skipping the play-ins. We know that they are going to be, you know, competing internationally over at Anaheim and whatnot. So I don't think they're going to be overly concerned about this loss because this does not affect their season really at all. But knowing those players, knowing, you know, Toby as a coach and whatnot, they're not going to be, obviously, happy walking away from this. They want to have that perfect stage. They want to be rolling into the playoffs as the clear number ones, not being taken down by anybody. So I think this one is definitely going to weigh on their heads a little bit, and they're going to look to rectify the mistakes and the little micro what's the word I'm looking for? The micro mistakes that we were seeing from them, because those first two maps, they definitely were not playing like themselves. We saw them very much come alive in Circuit Royale, but by then, it was just too much damage dealt, and then they kind of reverted again going into Nepal, not being able to pick up a single round there. So control is certainly something I think that needs to be looked at and adjusted for the Dynasty moving forward. So we'll have to just wait and see how they fare throughout the rest of this weekend. But for now, the Guangzhou Spark and their fans, they can hold their heads high, regale in the victory, and feel pretty damn good about themselves. But guys, that's just the first series out of the way. Now let's get ready to go into the real meat and potatoes of the evening, because oh boy, Guangzhou Charge versus the Valiant. Both these teams have a 7-15 record. They have been at each other's throats this entire season long, and the Guangzhou Charge, when they have faced off against the Valiant, have had the upper hand. Does that change today? That is the question. We're going to have to wait and find out, so make sure you guys keep tuned, because in just a couple minutes, we're going to kick off that series, and you bet your asses it's likely going to be another Map 5. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a bit.
There's just so much talent in the league. It is time to announce the Overwatch League MVP nominees.
Season 5 of the Overwatch League has brought with it a new era of Overwatch and a new wave of MVP candidates.
Ooh! No way does he win that! Are you serious? That's what you want to see!
Your 2022 Overwatch League MVP nominees are Lip from the Shanghai Dragons,
Oh, Lip! It's sweet music to our ears!
Hanbin from the Dallas Fuel,
Hanbin is a one-man army at the front!
Kai from the Atlanta Rain,
The hit scan legend, Killer AI, it's Mr. Kai.
Smurf from the Seoul Dynasty,
This is two-time champion Smurf. Oh, that is disgusting.
That's just-
so good.
Kevster from the Los Angeles Gladiators,
Oh my, that's perfect from Kevster.
Hardy from the London Spitfire,
What a slam! That's filthy. That's Hardy for you.
Zest from the Philadelphia Fusion,
Zest is Hunty.
No one can stop Zest. He's a burglar.
Proper from the San Francisco Shock,
Proper has arrived.
It could be one of the greatest rookie performances we've ever seen.
Prophet from the Seoul Dynasty,
And who's going to carry Hardy? It's going to be Prophet. What can you do when Prophet is this good?
and Shu from the Los Angeles Gladiators.
Shu making a name for himself. How does he keep doing this?
The winner will be determined by you, along with Overwatch League casters, teams, and the media. Use the hashtag OWLMVP on Twitter and tag your favorite player by their Twitter handle or in-game tag. You can also cast your vote by going to overwatchleague.com/MVP.
What is happening?
Oh!
Somebody stop him!
Who will be your Overwatch League 5th season MVP? Help decide and cast your vote today. Voting ends October 10th.
And we are back. It's time to go into our second series of the evening. That's right. It's the Guangzhou Charge versus the LA Valiant. Let's see who is going to be, giving themselves a very good chance of making it into the play-ins. Both these teams have been hovering around the bottom of the standings the whole season throughout. But in this most recent meta here in the Countdown Cup qualifiers, they have absolutely become forces of nature that need to be feared. Now they square up against each other, and this could decide it all.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at our charge starters to kick things off, see who's in the starting lineup. And a lot of excitement has been around Piggy, I'd say, in the Countdown Cup. Been a standout player for the charge. Absolutely going to be a deciding factor in this series, I feel, going up against Marvel in that tank matchup. We'll see more about the Valiant roster as they come through. But it's the roster that's had a few ebbs and flows throughout the season. They've had some quite highs where they've been quite competitive, and then they've had really dips where they're not actually performing quite well. And now I feel like they're starting to try and climb up a little bit more, but they are often entering into the territory which the Spark suffered from, which is where they can maybe go to 5 maps, but they're having difficulty closing some of these maps out.
Yeah, both teams have struggled with that one, but we know the Valiant, they absolutely just love their map 5s. They just continue to go to them no matter what. So we'll have to see. Again, it seems so incredibly likely that this is going to be resulting in a Game 5 at the end of it all. We'll have to just wait and see. But when you talk about Piggy, Marvel in his own right has had a pretty fantastic showing since he's joined the squad. But Becky is the guy that we really need to chat about when it comes down to the Valiant, because he has been looking absolutely phenomenal as of late. Him on the Tracer, the Echo, whatever it may be, Becky has been absolutely clapping fools.
Yeah, he's also been one of the players who's been inclined to play Echo a little bit as well. So, I mean, probably won't see too much of that, I imagine, but the fact that they have the confidence to pull that out when it's not really been in the current rotation of the damage lineup, I think when we look at the previous series, that was more representative of how damage dealers are going this current patch and this current stage. But no, it's been fantastic from the LA Valiant. I think that this could be quite a competitive series, and like you, Seth, I have a feeling it's going to go the distance to 5 maps either way.
Yeah. Like Lang's rocking a little jacket or whatever. You're trying to be stylish on
Is it
camera.
cold?
So
Is it cold? A little bit chilly?
Maybe it's a little chilly. But yeah, I'm excited to see these guys square off against each other. Like, as mentioned, you know, the previous 2 meetings, I do believe, we were able to see Guangzhou Charge take down the Valiant. So Valiant have struggled against them this season, but given the new meta, given the performances that we have been seeing from the Valiant as of late, I think that we can kind of wipe the slate clean as far as this head-to-head is concerned, and then just kind of look at it from through a new lens, because the past is definitely not very indicative of the present right now, because every team has been incredibly competitive here in the Countdown Cup qualifier thus far. Will be. We'll go ahead and take a look at our map set here in a moment, but spoilers, it's going to be Ilios to kick things off for a control map. We'll see how they fare, who's going to be able to take that first map win. Then we'll head into Paraiso, as well as Junkertown, Colosseo, and then Busan.
Tasting a little rotation of maps here. Colosseo, of course, being the push map of choice today.
I like the change up.
Every other map, though. Yeah, we'll change up everything else, though. Said Ilios is our starting location. We're actually going to be on Well to kick things off. Last time they met, you already talked about how Charge were winning against the Valiant when it came to our previous matchups. There's the scoreline for you. In week number 16, a 3-2 victory. So that was a 5-mapper as well.
It's just destiny. You know, both these squads, Game 5s just runs in their blood. Becky, for now, going to be TPing everybody forward. We'll see if he goes for the Echo, because this is one of the maps where he could run it. Zihan is going to be coming out the gate with the Sombra. There's the TP4, but no, Becky will go over to the Tracer. You know, as mentioned, it feels like he can really do no wrong when he's on either of those picks, so I don't mind seeing the Tracer at all. Just keep your eyes trained on that build time, because he has been a man-possessed.
A very stagnated start. Everyone's hiding up in the rafters. No one's actually on the ground right now. Apart from Jimmy. He's keeping an eye on where Becky is hiding out. That's a low Tracer, but the recall will save him.
Recall now forced, so that puts him at risk. He can land the hack. Actually turns the sights over to Marvel, does get that one through. Marvel going to be antied out as well, but widely, no damage really getting applied to him, so he's going to be okay. Piggy takes a quick little hop out. Rotates around the back as Marvel tries to go diving forward, but the bubble's a little bit too late. Gets slept, and that's going to leave Molly exposed, so it does end up getting picked off. Piggy charging up these right-click zaps, just trying to get the snipe there onto Marvel, who has been forced out of the fight. A little bit of a dive into the back line here by Becky and Eichenwalde, trying to find some kills, but it's going to be Piggy who gets his hands dirty. Finds Langs up, but both supports now suffering some deaths. Guangzhou Charge very firmly in control of the point, already ticking up above 25%.
I'd like to see a clean Winston's hands, actually. It's very rare that they would be, considering they use it to traverse the ground, Seth. So it's always going to be dirty when you're having Piggy on the Winston, but getting on the board nice and early with one pick opens it up for the Charge. Now we're looking towards Becky's Pulse Bomb to maybe be a bunker buster and get them back onto the point.
And was able, despite the fight loss, able to build that up a little bit faster than Choice A1. He has widely been keeping pace. He's right there with him. There's the stick. As far away, taken out of the fight. Becky opens things up quite nicely, but now they need to capitalize. And with Jimmy falling down, it should be the cleanup coming through for the side of the Valiant. Piggy as well going to get taken out. Xerneas down low, antied. The shield only going to do so much for him. Ends up falling, and there's the flip. 58% though set up at the side of the Guangzhou Charge with ults on the way. So not the worst position to be in by any means.
Absolutely not, and I'm looking towards the EMPs as being the big ones to come online, unless Choice A1 can find a cheeky little stick and get some immediate deletion from the map. He keep an eye on where the Sombras are pathing, who's going to be set up, who's going to pull the trigger first. That might be a big deciding factor in the state of this next fight. And probably going to see Piggy and Marvel hit those Primal Rages in these next fights. They've both got Nano Boost available to provide onto it. Molly looking low.
Oh, Molly does get taken down. Piggy was able to join in the fight. They find that pick. That's going to be the Nano now, taken out of the equation here for the Valiant. Colosseo Pulse still held as the Primal comes in, just juggling Marvel around here in the health pack room. Easy Han taken out as well. Rally rolling from Guangzhou widely. Going to whip, not going to get them too much here. Guangzhou charge, retake control of the point now for themselves. Xerneas is rally rolling. Primal pop from Marvel. They're still trying to swing this. They want to get a fast flip back into their favor. There's a knock off the side of the map, I do believe. Maybe it was on the choice they wanted. Seems like he did get himself back up onto safe ground. Valiant still trying to push through. Hack out now onto Marvel. He's going to be the focus target. Goes low. Bubble buys him a little bit of extra time. He jumps back over to join in with the rest of the team. Needs some healing here from his squad, but the point is no closer to being flipped than it was before. Guangzhou charge still in control. Now taking this in the final fight territory is far away. Gets the kill onto Becky. EMP going to be thrown out. Catches two. Far away. Burned down. Xerneas as well. Going to be eliminated. That's both the supports now out of the fight. Pulse bomb stick in for Colosseo. Will find Molly. He tries to keep the charge in control. With Piggy going down, that should be the flip here. Valiant going to be gaining control once more. Colosseo continues to be an annoying little fly on the wall. The flip is there, but it's a long road if the Valiant want to be able to take this.
Yeah, by God, the LA Valiant needed that one. They needed that EMP capitalization onto the back line of charge to be able to get the point flip. As you can see, 99% for them. Uphill battle for Valiant to hold onto this one and potentially take the first round.
Just in case.
Jimmy's still got that EMP, unable to find an opportunity to use it in the previous fight. Looking for them to get the back line. Molly and Lengsa should be really vulnerable here. The Brigitte providing a little bit of extra protection because should be able to flail that around, do a bit more spy checking on them frequently. But Jimmy goes into the mix, finding Marvel and Lengsa.
Yep, the EMP strikes. Marvel goes down. Lengsa as well still hacked out. Becky going low, still under a bit of fire. Ends up getting eliminated. Xerneas able to find him, gets that kill. Now the Guangzhou charge very much poised to be able to take the round. The flip is coming through. The OT will start bleeding away. And it's kill after kill being found as Molly just going to get juggled around. This last second touch does come through. I think Becky able to force things out here into OT. Try to extend it a little bit longer, but it's just only so much you can do. The closeout is there. 180% is the Guangzhou charge. Take well.
Competitive as expected, Seth. Competitive as expected. No blowouts
Indeed.
here found today. Charge definitely in the lead with this one. I'm just double checking. Are those scorelines right? Are Valiant and Charge both on identical season scorelines of 7 and 15?
That they are.
Ooh, okay. That makes it a little bit more interesting. One of them's going to pull ahead when it comes to their win-loss record at the end of this series.
I mean, yeah, one's going to take the lead in that regard, and also, you know, like I said, to get themselves set up to be able to make it into the play-ins and deny the other. Huge implications in this matchup. The Valiant need to be able to fire back as we go into Ruins.
There's the rollout. Piggy on the Zarya this time around. Choi jumping onto a Genji, a hero that is no stranger to them. See if they'll have the impact from the change-up to keep in the lead, despite us moving over to the Ruins. Overall change-up from the Valiant here, still keeping with the consistent backline of damage lineups.
The sleep dart connecting Marvel just disappears. Colosseo able to find that killing blow. Then Piggy as well, going to be taking a nap, but nowhere near the forward pressure there for the side of the Valiant. So Piggy going to be safe to just go ahead and wake up on his own terms. First lockdown again going the way of the charge.
Yeah, really easy for them as well, with Piggy picking up a little bit of energy in that back fight. It's a bit of compound interest that happens on each of these fights. The longer Piggy stays alive, the more impactful he'll be, maintaining that high energy on the Zarya, creating a third damage option for the charge. He's playing from the defensive position and staying alive in these fights is going to be big for them. Hacked up Becky!
Yep, great hack into the assassination. Jimmy gets the kill. Becky just completely taken out of the fight. He's still so damn close to having that pulse bomb, but if he's dead, obviously can't use it. Great here from the side of the Valiant. Colosseo does overextend a little bit, ends up getting tagged up, taken down. Hack on the Piggy as well, so some space bought for the side of the Valiant, finally making their way away from the dropship and over towards the point a bit more. As Piggy gets zapped, but the healing comes through, far away, keeping everybody alive. Throws down the Bionade, and still has that nano boost in his pocket. Should someone need it, he's going to go ahead and invest it. Goes over to Piggy. Looks like decently high energy for him. Just zones him back. Marvel makes his exit.
Yeah, the beam has a lot of girth right now. That's an indicator of how powerful it is. Easy harm finding Xerneas. And he's about to
You
get
get
the
one.
EMP online as well.
Big
Valiant
opener,
get the
there's
flip.
the flip.
This is important.
Valiant now in control, ticking up 61% though. Set up here for the side of the charge, and this fight not necessarily over yet. Piggy's still under a bit of fire. The pulse bomb held by Becky. Seems like he wants to hold it for a rainy day, but now Marvel gets taken down, and just like that, the Guangzhou charge can re-aggress over towards the point. Far away going to get clipped by that anti, but it's not really going to slow them up because Zarnia still holds on to that sound barrier, and he might not even need it. Pulse bomb will find the enemy out up. Becky able to find that kill. Colosseo going to be taken down as well. So the turnaround is actually looking quite strong here for the Valiant. They managed to shove him back.
Yeah, keep hold of that point, get the progress climbing. They still need to meet the 61%. There's an opportunity for the charge to come in here strong. They've got a Graviton Surge in their pocket for the retake to deny Valiant overtaking their map percentage. But this fight has just been staggered out by Jimmy being picked off at the end there. It just converts directly into percentage because charge aren't going to want to regress until they got a full member of the squad lined up.
Good time by Great Stagger. A little bit more wiggle room here. Try to build up and match the percentage gain of the Guangzhou charge. Colosseo hacked out, down low. Marvel trying to pursue for the kill. Can't quite make it happen. Colosseo now back up to full HP. Attention being turned on both sides, though. Doesn't know which way to look now. That's going to be the jungle coming through as Marvel has a couple people locked in to the side room. Can't get the kills. The sound barrier is used by Xerneas. He keeps everybody alive, but there's the hack! And Molly scoops the kill. Colosseo now taking out the Dragon Blade. Nowhere to be seen. Valiant now just 25% away from taking this round and taking us a lighthouse.
Dashing around. Pulse bomb for Becky again. Last time able to find far away. Another pick-off like that should seal the deal. No nano boost to give over to Colosseo. They goes down. The hack's there. Bionade used to sustain him up, I believe, at the end there. Graviton Surge. Only finds Marvel, but he's nano boosted, so he stays alive throughout all of that and escapes. This is it. They're taking him out, Seth.
Yep, they're trying for it. Blade pulled. Marvel jumps away from the Dragon Blade. Not going to find any kills there. Destroys Colosseo. Now gets tagged up, has to kite back, and no one touches to force out the OT. Jimmy just a little bit too late. Piggy rerouted, has to rotate around the flank rather than go through main. They cannot get there in time, and it's 161% reply here for the Valiant to take it to a third round.
Lighthouse to close it out then. Very reminiscent of what we expect to see the rest of the series. Charge showing moments of brilliance throughout that, but Valiant had a fantastic take out there. Becky, as we highlighted at the beginning of the series, being a huge difference maker there. Just finding these key picks and applying the right pressure at the right time to far away, who in particular seems to be the target. Xerneas is too sticky to maybe get away with a Tracer, but that Ana, very static and without the tools to protect themselves, keeps getting picked off or forced out of these fights. More of the same, and it leaves Piggy hanging out in the wind, unable to really contest with the amount of support Marvel's getting in these fights.
Well, now one more round to see who is going to be able to take this. Start with that map win in their back pocket. Far away, just breaking down the railings here. Gets jumped on. The dive is beautiful from the Valiant. Perfectly executed. Far away. Immediately melted out of the fight. Jimmy as well now going to fall. They do get easy hunt for their troubles. They need so much more than that if they want to win the fight, but it's not going to happen. Damn near team kill comes through. The Valiant will gain first control of the point this time around.
We need to get a Secret Service detail on Faraway right now. He's so vulnerable. He needs some protection. Constantly vulnerable to attack. If it's not Becky, it's Eichenwalde. Even Marvel getting into the mix there. Colosseo with a little bit of a slap down onto Becky. That's a good opener for the charge to retake.
A quick little boop on the nose finds that kill. Now Colosseo threatening the flanks. Has taken the lead towards that pulse bomb. The point right now unoccupied. Valiant, they give the flip over because they couldn't get back in time. So the Guangzhou charge now going to be holding it. So Valiant look for a fast flip. Far away, scoped in, just keeps Xerneas alive. As Piggy continues to play forward. Just trying to keep things contested so the flip cannot come in. And Molly gets found all on its lonesome. Jimmy and Colosseo both collapse. They get the pick. That's one of the supports now down on the side of the Valiant. Lengths as well under fire, and it seems like the Valiant will just go their separate ways. Sounding the retreat, the Guangzhou charge now take the lead.
Pulsemon sitting down for Colosseo. Lingering in the background. Oh, Eichenwalde spotted him out, so intel given over. Can't go on the secret stealth mission they were hoping to achieve there.
Yep, can't make it happen. Actually gets picked off.
It has to be a railgun, right? No way Colosseo had the elevation to be up there in range of the Tesla cannon.
Yeah, either way, him going down is quite costly. EMP going to be used. There's the supports taken out of the fight. First and foremost, Valiant starting this off quite nicely. Now just need to deal with Piggy, but on his lonesome, slept, didn't have access rather to that primal in time, just built it up as he was dying. Even then, don't know if he would want to commit it to the fight, given that he was all on his lonesome. So does just suffer the loss. Valiant now back in control, looking to retake the lead.
Yeah, they got good tools. 5 ults against 5. EMP missing. Becky not going to challenge Piggy. Not solo, at least, knowing that reinforcements can come in fast.
Running away from him. Piggy straight back in onto the point. Knows that he's got a bit more wiggle room, given that the ult is available. There's also a nano potentially for him. Pulse bomb out, not going to find the stick. Molly evades it. Choice A1, unable to find the opening kill so far. Becky now maybe going to try his hand at it, see if he can get a stick through. Taking out Xerneas right now would be massive. He's nanoed up. He's also got that rally rolling. Now going to be expiring. Piggy with the primal does find a kill. Xerneas going to be taken down. Marvel. Goomba stomps far away. Once more, it's going to be the supports out of the fight for the Guangzhou charge. With the Valiant still holding control of the point. Piggy leaps into the corner, has to try to make his exit, but he will not be allowed to do so. Marvel strikes him down once again. The Valiant now with a firm lead can close out this round.
Yeah, they're on the cusp of doing it, Seth. They're in that final fight territory now. Marvel holding onto the Primal Rage, has a lot of stall to drag this out to 99%, even if they do end up losing the fight. Need to have a pick-off. They've kind of stabilized far away, getting picked off a lot. But that Bioning on top of him makes it too hard.
Him low. And somehow it's actually going to be Piggy who finds a kill. Exit does get taken down. Becky, bit of a Tracer battle. Seems like hacked through from Eichenwalde into the kill. So a nice elimination did be found here for the side of the Valiant. Still going to be without one of their healers. Piggy pressured out, taken out. Becky finds the kill. Marvel just keeping everybody else occupied, and no one can make it to the point in time. The Valiant looking dominant here on the last round. Lighthouse is theirs, and so is the map. They take Ilios to start things off 1-0.
Well, well, well. LA Valiant draw the first blood in this series. Bodes really well for us to go to map number 5. We said they did tidy up the problems they were having with keeping Far Away alive at the end there. Able to deflect some of the dives that were coming in from Easy Harm, Becky, and Marvel. Still not 100% clear of that one. Need to tidy up even more if they're hoping to stay alive in this series. But good start for the Valiant charge. Still room for improvement, but I'm sure they can do it as the series goes on.
Yeah, we'll have to just wait and see. It's only one map, so still plenty more to be played out. Valiant, though, good start for them with the 1-0. We have not been able to see this team take, pretty clean and decisive victories so far this whole season throughout. It's often been those 3-1, if not those 3-2 score lines that have been coming up at every little twist and turn. If they could shut down the Guangzhou charge with a 3-0, it would be a very strong statement to send to the team that is desperately trying to claw their way into the play-ins. We'll see if they can make it happen. We're going to have Paraiso coming up next for our hybrid map. We'll see whether or not it's going to be a tied-up affair or if the Valiant will be able to move to match point. So don't go anywhere, guys. That map is coming up in just a few. One map out of the way in our second series of the evening, and it's the Valiant who stand tall with a 1-0 record right now. They managed to take Ilios for themselves. Now we get ready to go into Paraiso for our hybrid map to see if it's going to be a 2-0 affair for them, or if it can be tied up by the Guangzhou Charge, or a draw. Because whatever, it's these two teams, so who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, that is possible on the hybrid map. I don't think we've seen too many draws this stage, though, and maybe not this season from my memory. But they can happen, of course. It is the nature of hybrid map types. Yeah, moving on to Paraiso. Of course, that point A defense can be quite of a chokehold for teams to break to. Less oppressive than it used to be. Teams are often not holding as far forward as they have done. But that arena square of point A can be quite difficult to crack. We have seen Echo in the past be quite a successful pick here for certain teams. Might be an opportunity for Becky to show that flex, but not necessarily going to be rolled out with because, of course, the meta doesn't really reward that right now.
No, it does not. But here we go. Paraiso. Get ready to open up. I mean, we have seen some different looks of this map, I suppose, but widely has just been a lot of point A holds, but between these two squads, something tells me, especially in the current meta, that this one's probably going to go all the way to the end of the map. Just have to wait and see.
It's going to be the charge on the defense first, so here's the rollout for them. Piggy going over to the D.Va, so more D.Va today. Wasn't expecting that, but here we are anyway.
Yep. Just key, when you least expect it, the D.Va arrives. See if this comes back to bite them, however.
I hope not. But it can be quite costly, right? You got to think about it. Like, if you get clean swept or if there's a clean wipe, you have a lot of respawn times to worry about.
Well,
I know who caused this. I know why this has happened.
Is it me?
But
Am I the problem?
No, you're not the problem. It's one of the players. But I won't. I can name and shame them if we feel like it. But I definitely spotted something on one of the cams as we were loading in that would give a reason for a pause the second we started.
I see. Maybe a bathroom emergency, perhaps. That's
it could
some
be.
of those.
Basically, Becky wasn't in the seat. Like, we went in player cams, Becky was missing, so I'm assuming it's something to do with them.
Yeah, that's not great, for sure. So whoever on the Valiant gave the ready up, going to be feeling a little bit foolish, but it looks like he's going to be back in his seat as the countdown has begun, so we will be going straight back into the game here. The gates can now unlock. Jimmy going to be playing forward, looking for maybe at least some early ult charge and some harassment with the little hack here. Easy Han goes for the jump shot, but first the D.Va, not going to be able to get too much done. There's a swap over to the Sombra now.
That's so BM, I think, just to try and like interrupt the jump shot that you know they're going to change off of and just stall them changing over again. But no, Jimmy will recall. 10% gain so far. Might be having another pause, I think.
Uh-oh. Well, it's going to be one of those days, it would seem. So, I don't know what happened. I mean, back to the restroom, I suppose?
Yeah, round 2. More in the chamber. We'll find out. That's exactly what they've done. So, yeah, another pause coming in there. So, cheeky little bit of ult charge gained over for a Sombra, but other than that, not really much has happened. The teams haven't progressed too deep into the map. So, at that point, why are you pausing? You should have just kept it paused, friends. Like, they didn't have a lot of playtime at all there.
Yeah. Why are you readying up if you're not actually ready to play the game? I don't know. Either way, I think we could say, the first one was definitely Becky not being there. Yep. This one probably falls more in line with me just being cursed with pauses. So I think that's kind of the what's going on here. We'll have to just wait and see. But I am seeing some readies getting dropped here in the chat. So once we are ready for the Valiant, once they ready up rather, we should be getting things underway, and we can finally get to see the map, see something. Have some action happen, because so far,
that'd be nice.
Not much going on. But here we go. Here's a countdown once more, and we'll go right back into the game. For how long? I don't know, but hopefully for a while.
Yep, hold the PPs. Don't let them come into the chat again. And let's find out how long we actually get of playtime this time around. Choice A1, 30% on the pulse bomb, so it's been obviously picking away at someone coming in there. Hack a little bit too late, but the sleep will be enough to floor the flying D.Va. Piggy having so much CC applied, but no kill conversion.
Oh, it's just a little bit too late there on that D-Matrix, but even with it, I think Xerneas was likely going to be dead anyway, so that is both the supports taken down, the point occupied, Valiant out the gate. Looking very strong here on the dive, and now with Piggy just being broken out of the mech, that is 100% the point being lost here for the Guangzhou charge. Second tick are going to be snatched up, and they kind of just have to pull away. Piggy's trying to pilot pistol his way back into a mech, but he's not even at 50%. They should be able to get the jump onto him. Kind of surprised he didn't reset off the side of the map.
Yeah, there is an environmental available for him here. Like,
if he goes down here,
I think that would have been.
It's going to be devastating.
More efficient. Yeah. He's at 76%. He might get the mech back. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, that or he gets right up to 90% and then just gets insta-gibbed.
Oh, no, please don't die. Yeah, if he get insta-gibbed at that point, like, where is Piggy? Is he safe?
Okay, he's made it back
the
in
passive ult
successfully.
charge. Yeah.
Mech recovery, a success. So right back into it, but the cart's already gotten a decent amount of damage, or distance, rather.
Yep,
and
the high ground given over to him. They need to contest, actually, the high ground. We can't just let Charge just take that for free and hold on to it. I think the Valiant are probably going to have to path up into the buildings now and try and knock them off. Good option for that would be for Marvel to jump up and start causing some disruption. You know you can get back up from a Sombra and a Tracer. Piggy's just under the cosh right now. Discord or a bit of damage, sneaking from behind. Becky gets deleted.
Okay, Colosseo, great pick, sends out the pulse bomb and gets Molly for his troubles. That was a bit of a reflexive throw. It does manage to profit from it, so very nicely done there. Colosseo chases in, looking for a little bit of extra damage, if not the pick on the Langza. Will manage to get himself out of there. And Cart finally halted at the second to last corner. Decent spot for the Guangzhou charge to try to hold this, because they've got a lot of time to chew through.
Given over to them, of course, by that really quick point A cake. Lots of ultimates for the Valiant to try and break through this, though. So, at the end of the world, EMP.
EMP does go through, far away, gonna get dropped. Eichenwalde makes his way out, life still intact, dangerously low. Manages to survive. EMP counter out from Jimmy, does manage to find 3, and Molly's gonna be taken out, so will be an exchange, an extended one here on these Anas. Transcendence now expiring. Xerneas stomped out, Marvel able to find the kill, but now Molly gonna be, or rather, Langza gonna be taken down as Colosseo comes up with 2. Pulse bomb from Becky will find Piggy, takes him out of the mech, gets the kill onto the pilot, but pushing the cart still gonna be damn difficult here as Eichenwalde has to translocate out. Widely the fight going to be taken here by the side of the charge. They maintain control.
Yeah, that was a great patience there from Eichenwalde as well. Waiting for the Transcendence to expire from Xerneas. Immediately as soon as it happens, goes for the burst down. Marvel uses those quick cooldown reduction on the jump packs because of the Primal Rage. Be able to get into the fight. Goomba Stomp to get the final bit of damage and take out Xerneas from the fight. He has to use that all-important ultimate.
Rally rolling. Piggy eliminated. Good early start here for the side of the Valley, but now Becky going to be taken down. So much of that backline damage eliminated with him out. Jimmy being zoned for now. Marvel has to take a quick hop over to the side. The anti-nade goes onto both of the supports, and Molly will fall. Colosseo scooping one. Jimmy getting the other. Marvel just left to his own devices, just trying to duck in and out of this bubble to keep himself safe. 65 health, and Colosseo able to pursue for the kill. Looks for a little bit more. Doesn't want to overstay his welcome, so we'll go ahead and slowly drift back in towards the rest of the squad. 2 minutes now remaining for the Valiant, who have not gotten much value off the rest of this push.
I actually think through the regenerative properties of Far Away and also the Orb of Harmony that Colosseo would have total health in that engagement had more than Marvel just because of how much healing he got in that last fight. Marvel must have been so frustrated that he basically killed the equivalent of a Winston and still didn't convert onto Colosseo. And then he was left isolated and sprayed down for 100 HP remaining. That's not the way that the HP battle is supposed to go, because fantastic pocketing by the backline of the charge to make it happen.
Alright. Taking a bit of a forward push here. Pulse bomb going to be lobbed in. That does not get the stick, and had he done so, it would have been devastating, but instead the fight's going to be turned here in the favor of the Valiant as Piggy and Xerneas both get taken down. Becky going huge, finds those kills. The dive in onto Far Away. They snuff him out. Push now coming through, and that should be the completion onto B. But not much time to work with here for the final stretch for the Valiant. It's going to be 2.5 minutes just about. They do go ahead and roll into this station. Even then, actually, the contest is there. 0.95 meters left to go. Transcendence out. Xerneas looking to extend this. EMP was used. Xerneas finds a shot. Immediately out of the ult into the headshot onto Molly. Now Langza taken down. No supports for the side of the Valiant. Xerneas is a casualty, but the Valiant still have to move away. They don't have their supports. Marvel doesn't want to commit the Primal to this fight, so the Guangzhou charge, they save this. There's a potential that they can hold right in front of B.
As long as Becky doesn't go down here, Marvel can escape without using that Primal Rage. It's going to be big for the Valiant on the next attack. They need to conserve that ultimate, though. that have Length's rally to play with. This will be their last opportunity to get it over the line at point B. No picks on the entry, no faltering on the execution. LA Valiant still can extend Powder Itso to the final section of the map.
Hack out. Just looking to harass Marvel where possible. Rally rolling from Lengsa. Nano boost far away, about to have that one online. Dashing into the back goes Triseiwan. Pulse bomb still going to be held, hasn't committed it yet. Overtime now, rolling out. Eichenwalde has to make his exit, translocates to safety. Marvel falling so damn low, pops that primal, gets into the back line, but far away. Sits him down. To get the ante out here onto the Winston. They look to chip away at him, but so far the kill has not been found just yet.
Marvel's
He rejoins in with the rest of the team, looks to stay safe. Self-destruct up over the top, the bubble blocks it. Marvel keeps himself alive for a little bit longer, but the cleanup eventually comes through. The team kill and the hold. The Guangzhou charge off the back of Xerneas, basically just Hail Mary throwing himself on the cart with the Transcendence, managed to get the hold in front of B.
They had a lot of tools to be able to do that one. Unable to find any kills with their ultimate uptime, and Marvel, when his Primal Rage expired, had nothing left to play with. Basically useless until he dropped, but while they were focusing on the big monkey in the backline, there was work being done on the backline of the charge. Farway and Xerneas going down quite early in the engagement, and then just a cascading effect for the charge to be cleaned up quite decisively at the end there with that final fight. Capturing point B is basically the benchmark here. They were fractions of meters away from doing it. So there's a good benchmark for the charge to try and go in here and find some success on their offense. Looking for the LA Valiant to be able to put in a solid bit of defense here and shut it all down.
Well, their work cut out for him now. The draw is off the table. Valiant now need to have a perfectly executed defense. Otherwise, this is going to get tied up 1-1. Guangzhou charge this map very much in their hands. As long as they don't drop the spaghetti, then they should be looking pretty good at the end of this all.
Yeah, never drop your spaghetti unless it's within the 5-second rule. Then you can eat it, it's fine.
It's a 5-second rule for each individual strand of spaghetti, so you have to try to grab as much of it as possible.
Yeah, but you're not grabbing. When you pick up spaghetti, you don't grab individual strands, do you, Seth? You just get in there with your meat grabbers and just.
I mean, yeah, you just gotta get a fistful of spaghetti off the floor.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it all comes up in 5 seconds. Sauce and all. Don't forget the sauce. You scoop that one up later. Jimmy translocates out, as expected, just taking weird skirmishes around the fringes of the fights. Oh, they nearly body blocked Eichenwalde out of safety, who's on that sojourn.
Yeah, he barely manages to stay alive. Becky as well now using the recall. Marvel going to be hacked. They pile in, looking for the kill. The dash over to the side. Triseiwan getting on top of him. They take him low. They have him anteed, and they have the kill. Guangzhou charge. Going to break things open. 100% sat here for Eichenwalde. He wants to get rid of one of the squishier members of the enemy team with this rail shot, but just has not been given line of sight towards Xerneas, towards Faraway. They're playing around him so perfectly. And the hack out. Becky noted. The recontest going to have to come through. One tick already going to be snatched up. Rail shot goes wide. Held this damn long. Doesn't quite get the connection. So Xerneas lives to fight another day. Piggy sat on the stairwell. Stays safe. Bionade from far away helps boost him back up to full HP. 77% now on the cap. Charge just inching their way towards getting this locked in, towards having a massive time bank, and now Becky is going to be taken out of the fight. Faraway with another anti connects on the 2. The follow-up kills not quite being found yet. As Marvel continues to poke and prod. He's got Piggy so very low, but there's a nano boost. Faraway puts Piggy right back into the fight. Marvel now has to stay sat on this corner. Cannot evacuate the point, or else it's going to be the cap coming through. 96.7%. Eichenwalde comes back in. Marvel tries to go for a stop, tries desperately to get the primal online, but it's just a little bit too shy of the mark. So the cap is there, and it's 4.5 minutes now to chew through for the Valiant if they want to walk away with a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, Marvel went up into the sky, and then the corpse fell back down, unfortunately. 2% off again the Primal Rage. Could have definitely stalled out and bought time for the rest of the Valiant to get into that fight and maybe turn it around. But burn more of this time back, because 4 minutes 20 to get through point B. That's sizable, Seth. It really does look like the Charger on the cusp of equalizing the series away from the Valiant. But let's not write them off entirely yet. Big combo online here. EMP, Blade, Graviton Surge. Charge got a lot of options, and it's just going to be Lynx's rally to try and mitigate a lot of that damage. Looking towards Eichenwalde to potentially find a pick and take a lot of bite out of these fights before they begin with that railgun. Overclock will certainly help with that.
Colosseo just climbing back up top here onto the high ground, continuing to contest. Marvel displaced, jumps back. Cart now going to be held here in the forward corner. Marvel going
Choice
low,
gone.
staying alive, and Eichenwalde with a rail shot. Takes out Colosseo, so EMP not going to lead to the eliminations that they were looking for. Eichenwalde still going to be sniped far away, able to find that kill as they continue to chase forward. Spy check there on Jimmy, making sure that he can't get back into stealth, and for now the cart will be halted, but still so much time to try to work through here for the side of the Valiant. They need to be so economically sound with these ults, but now Colosseo just gets a dry pick on the Becky.
It's been quite difficult for Valiant to hold this position now. Missing one of their core members. Eichenwalde's hacked up as well, so won't have access to mobility they usually do. Anti mutes the fights at a charge. 3 members feeling that one, and now they're on the home stretch, Seth. This is really dicey for the Valiant looking to go with the match point. They're going to really struggle at this one with 3 minutes to burn and not a lot of meters for it.
It was a good anti to try to slow things up, but the cart still gained distance. Piggy just playing forward on that corner now. Brings it around the side. Nano at the ready. 4 ults about to be versus 4. Xerneas looks to get the sound barrier off. Marvel going low. 159 HP. Still holds on to this Primal. Grab going to be used. Pops the Primal now to try to survive it. The Nano still going to be pocketed here by Molly just in case they need it, but they do not. No one else is able to play off the back of the Graviton Surge, so Valiant just get rid of one of the ults for free, pop one of their own. They continue to hold
There's nothing to stop the
close.
Nano Blade.
Should be tagged up. Blade still
Nothing to
held.
stop it.
Sound barrier
Here it
used.
comes.
Xerneas keeps himself alive, and Marvel has overstepped. He gets taken down. Nano comes through. Colosseo dives into the back lines, finds Eichenwalde, finds Molly, and should be finding the map win. The cleanup is there onto Langsa. 4.5 meters left to go, and they've got it. With 2 minutes to spare, the Guangzhou charge pushed to B. They tie the series up at 1-1.
There was nothing there at the end for that Nano Blade, Seth. All defensive resources blown. You have a Brigitte as well, so it's not even the best option to deal with it. Zenyatta typically be the staple to shut that down. Not on the board to do anything. All ultimates expended. You could see it just being held for the longest time. Choi wanted to pull that blade, and then all of a sudden, whoop, Fireway gives it over, and that is the game. Charge equalized the score line. We're going to go to a 1-1 piece as we head into map number 3.
Well, it's just exactly as anticipated. Not a very difficult script to read for you and I. We knew that this one was going to not be a clean victory by either side. So we are tied up at 1-1. That's Paraiso out of the way. Get ready to go into our escort map. I believe we have Junkertown coming up next. We'll see there who is going to be able to take the lead, who is going to have match point in their pocket. But I think even if, with one of these teams getting match point, we're probably still destined for a game 5. We'll see what happens. Let's see if we can get proven wrong when we come back from the break, so don't go anywhere. We are back and we are all tied up 1-1, just as was anticipated. Now we get ready to go into Junkertown for our escort map to see which of these two teams is going to be able to take the lead and take this to match point. Right now, Guangzhou Charge able to respond quite nicely with an incredibly clutch hold on point B to go ahead and get them the win on Paraiso.
Yeah, pulling ahead quite nicely there. Like I said, there weren't many tools left in the charge, in the Valiant arsenal, to be able to pull away and get the win there. Really under pressure with a nano blade in their face and no defensive tools to be able to deflect it. So it does just mean the case of Charge being able to walk it over the line at the end there and being able to capture Paraiso and move us on to our third map of the series, which, as Seth highlighted before we went to the break, is going to be Junkertown, an escort type. And yeah, I think a lot of what we're seeing is going to be consistent. I don't think we need to change up the picks too much. We might maybe see a little bit more of the Sojourn that's already been dabbled with, perhaps. But, you know, Sombra Tracer can still navigate through all the weird buildings and terrain and cause some havoc.
All right, well, should be getting underway here momentarily. See who's going to be able to take this one. Again, I mean, both teams very much vying for this win. It's their playoff hopes and dreams pretty much ride on this series alone. Fate's still very much in their own hands now. See who's going to be able to get it done.
Okie dokie, so we're going to be having to charge on the defense first. More than likely going to attempt some form of close hold. Maybe. Might go away with the Widow, but I have a feeling they might try and go for some kind of close hold on this one. It just depends. You know, put Piggy on the Zarya, give them a little bit of support there, and they might be able to hold and burn a lot of the time back before the fights even begin.
Oh, Jimmy.
Okay.
Okay. Flashing it. If he does bring
this
through.
As well, I think. No, there you go.
Oh,
Jimmy
damn
Sombra,
you.
but Piggy Diva instead. The Piggy Diva.
Jimmy playing with my heartstrings, pulling at him.
Well, look, there's still time. There's still time, Seth. You can still get the Jimmy Widow. And we can see Jimmy do what Jimmy does best. Procreate.
Well, please just do it for me, Jimmy, you know?
Okay. We'll put in a request. We'll let Jimmy know. We'll get the admins to slip him a message. Seth has asked to see the Widowmaker. Please reveal it.
I thought maybe we could
try his luck.
come in so that we could have the little showdown, but okay, it's just going to be one shot from Easy Han, swaps over to the Sombra. Fine.
Okay.
Screw me, I guess. Don't get anything that I want.
It's fine. You'll probably get an interesting series nonetheless here. Easy Han already trading blows with Choice One before going back into the point. So no close hold coming in from the charge. They're just letting this walk into the standard choke point you see between these two buildings. And you can see the silhouette of Jimmy still being a nuisance on the back line, just causing some harassment before they'll translocate to safety. Just keeping the flankers in check for the time being is what they need to do. Marvel punches through the hole, but then he's going to have to just dip back and wait for the rest of his team to be able to push forward with him.
Shots flying across. Xerneas desperately trying to get this hit on the molly. Can't quite make it happen, but turns okay. Quick flick to the side, and just kills Becky, who's already softened up. Two nice kills coming from the side of the Valiant. Xerneas and Jimmy now both going to be taken down, far away. That much more pressure applied to him as he tries to keep everybody alive. Marvel realizes, like, hey, we need to grab the cart, starts bringing it forward out of the choke, and this is a bit more difficult now for the Guangzhou Charge to try to get back in and retake control of this now that it's out in the open.
Everyone's up and everyone's in position, so they do have the option of trying to do it, which is a saving grace for them, I guess. Choice they one pulse bomb, and Length's already gone, so this is okay for the charge. They've actually muted the point off of just Jimmy finding the backline.
Okay, yeah, just kills them both. They get the sleep on the Easy Han. Xerneas is able to clean it up with relative ease. Huge take here for the side of the Guangzhou Charge, just regaining control. Cart now starting to roll
and
back.
As you said,
already half the time
that should have been difficult. That should have been a challenge for them, and Jimmy just made it look easy.
Translocates out EMP. Now online from him. Becky recalls out the safety. Pulse bomb held by him and Choice Wan both. And Choice Wan's going to die. Langza finds an opening kill. Still, however, he's going to be at risk because Jimmy's playing nearby. He's got the EMP locked and loaded. It's just a matter of when he decides to pull the trigger on it. Piggy under a little bit of fire. Quick stick in, but doesn't find the elimination. Xerneas actually staying alive. The Nano goes out onto the Zenyatta. They keep him in the fight. No, he's holding the Transcendence here for the extended fight. Still gets tagged lower
What
and
a
lower.
clutch nano there from far away. That's the only way that Xerneas stays alive. Like, without the far away nano, that's it. EMP comes in, though, and now Jimmy's found a kill.
And now Molly taken out. Lang's under a bit of pressure. Will go ahead, pops the ult just to try to stay alive. Choice1, however, holding onto the pulse bomb, could try to get him on the back end of this. See him chasing forward. Jimmy again out harassing, trying to find the kill on the easy hum, but ends up getting taken down. Langza firing back. Also finds Choice1. So another damage dealer's gone on the side of the Guangzhou charge. Mana goes forward. Becky charging in, trying to get on top of Xerneas. Just pop that Transcendence, keeps himself alive. Far away going to be antsied out, down to a sliver of HP. Marvel finishes him off here at the very end. Piggy going to be desuited. The self-destruct used. He's kiting around the cart, trying to stay safe. Will be able to get back into the mech, but there's the stick to break him out once more. They find the elimination. It seems like it's not going to be a full hold here after all, as the Valiant will be able to push through. Add 2.5 minutes to the time bank, but it's just over 3. They got taken down quite low as far as the time is concerned, so not much to work with for the second phase of the map.
Yeah, really good there at the end there from Becky to time that pulse bomb as the remech was coming in. It means that no defense matrix is there for the potential eat, and you can just burst down a locked down target and remove most of the HP pool before Marvel even gets to take control. Even before Piggy gets to take control, sorry. Does mean it's easy pick off and there's no store to be had. Like you said, Seth, extension of the time bank, no full hold coming in here from the charge. So we'll have to deal with them on point B. They still have some ultimates available for them, mainly that pulse bomb from Choice1. And he's looking to dive bomb onto someone who's straggling behind the point.
Now inching forward. Decent amount of space given up here for the side of the charge. Pulse bomb goes in. Choice1 actually goes down. I wonder if he was slept there by Molly. Either way, does result in a 1-for-1. Becky now given an opportunity to try to catch up towards that next pulse. Currently sitting at 59%, but the card is gaining a considerable amount of distance right now. As Piggy just has to pull back around the corner. Can't really stay forward, try to keep this one contested. Back on the Marvel.
But of course, they can just fade away. Themselves healthy. There's a contest coming in from the Thieves. They're just shooting at each other, holding down the left click in that corridor.
Very much into the meat grinder there for everybody who steps into that position. It's Easy Han trying to play up through the stairwell right now. I don't think he's been spy checked. It's going to be a nano. Piggy goes on the offensive, goes diving forward. It's got Langza locked up here into the corner. Needs the rest of the team to come through and try to find the kills, but instead Becky gets himself into the back line. That pulse bomb was built up. Gets the elimination on the Xerneas. Now Faraway is out of the fray as well. Full support's down. Piggy retreating, wraps around to grab the mega pack, but it's giving up the cart for now. Moving forward, Valiant doing well with the limited amount of time that they had. They're getting so damn close to being able to get this cap across. Somebody needs to contest this sooner rather than later. Piggy trying to make his way out. The self-destruct nearly online, but he's going to lose the mech just 1% away. So now can't clear the space. He gets taken out. There's the cap. 2.5 minutes just about in the time bank now for the Valiant.
This doesn't seem like the payload's been stopped like at all in point B, Seth. They're just walking it in, constantly winning these fights. It's just being drip-fed ultimate charge and bodies to take out. Easy Han's playing so forward right now. They capture point B and he's already at point C, looking to try and stall the progress.
But he set up the kill. He gets a little bit of damage there on his Xerneas, and Marvel's able to pursue forward. Find that elimination. And that's just making the lives of the Guangzhou Charge players that much more difficult. 2 minutes to try to work through to stop this card from making it to the end. 4 ults on either side as Choice1 is just about to have this pulse at the ready. Anyone's fight once these get used. Easy Han, he's got the spot. He knows exactly where the supports are. They're playing together. Get the EMP across and have the dive come in from Becky. It could be absolutely huge for the Valiant being able to break through.
Trying to see where the options are. Becky's just playing around the turnstile. Pulse bomb stick comes in the far away.
I mean, doesn't even need the EMP. EMP going to be used by Jimmy on the opposite side, but Langs has got that Transcendence. Pulse bomb lobbed down onto the floor. Doesn't find the stick. Doesn't find the kill. Molly lives to fight another day. Choice1 still on the hunt. Dashes around the flank. Xerneas is actually up close and personal. Gets on top of Langs and he takes down both of the supports. What a play from him. The Madman makes it work. Piggy, however, off screen, going to be desuited. They're looking to do very much the same here to Marvel as Xerneas just continues to push into his face. They get the break on the mech. They deny the remake actually from Marvel. So self-destruct going to be used. Not to much avail here. In the meantime, the card is not moving forward. Choice1 cleaning up 2 on the back end of the fight. Goes a little bit low, dashes around, gets healed up, and the Guangzhou Charge are going to be able to hold this.
Yeah, Xerneas were just using that Lucio positioning to be able to get those kills at the end there. Very much point-blank action, like you said, being in the front lines of where the conflict was. And Farway's been fouled by Molly. Oh, no charge. Your defense not going well. 30 seconds remaining, and Valiant are winning the fight. They've already cleared out 3 of them. It's home stretch for them.
Yeah, I mean, easy on. He still held on to the ZMP. Didn't need it in the last fight. Now uses it here and goes huge for the squad. Multiple eliminations found. The cart once more pushing forward. 14 seconds remaining for the side of the Valiant. Nano online. Becky, Pulse Bomb, 8% away. 4 ultimates for the side of the Guangzhou Charge. They should be able to hold this, but they need to get into position. The cart for now steadily inching forward. Closer and closer. There's the hack on a Marvel. They go rushing forward, trying to break him out of the map. The Anti as well going to be committed to this one. He's just a sliver of HP. Finally does get taken out of it. Farway taken down. Towards day one. His old pulse bump to good use. Manages to find Molly in exchange for the Honest comes through. Now the Diva out of the fight as well. A 2 for 2 so far, but now 3, now 4 as Langza is the last man standing. The lonely Zenyatta is only going to be able to do so much. Even if he had a trance, likely was just going to have that expire and get taken down. So once more, just in front of the finish line here is where the cart will rest. Valiant can't quite make it to the end. The Guangzhou Charge successfully defend.
Good benchmark for them, though. It's definitely going to be an uphill battle here for the Charge to match that pace themselves. I wonder if Valiant can be convinced to potentially do one of the close holes that are available. Let's take a quick look at a replay. What happened here? Ooh, hello.
Yep, was the sleep. Molly saying, I will take you out with me, good sir. Very nicely done.
That is almost that is a Uno reverse card right there. It's like, nope, have the damage. But now we'll see the it's a quick little turnaround. We'll see the Charge go on the offense now. Defense for the Valiant. So still keeping with the Divas this time. So another Diva mirror. Consistently coming into this series. So yeah, figure that one out, analysts.
I was gonna say, not me. I'm a play-by-play. I'm the yelly guy.
Technically,
Avril.
I'm also supposed to be a play-by-play.
Yeah,
we'll let Avril deal with this one.
We're doubling up on that regard, but yeah, we'll have we'll let Avril watch the VOD back once he's done doing whatever he's doing. And
he's actually asking. He's asking in
assess
between the
that for us.
matches, like he's seen the scoreline of the last series. He's just asking in like in between the matches, like, guys, how did this happen? And so he just got a pineapple equals thumbs up emoji, and we just left it at that. So that was all he needed, all the context to figure out what happened in the previous series.
Told the story well enough, I reckon.
Yeah, pretty much. He was our player of the match, and wonder who's going to be taking that accolade for this series. I still feel like we got a long way to go with Charge versus Valiant.
Oh, Jimmy sprinting into the back. Sets up his translocator behind, spots the other. Oh. Somehow actually doesn't get noted there by Becky. Could have been a decently huge catch for him. Easy Han now spotted over by the health pack. So much base given up. Cart just going to advance forward, gets itself right there into the choke point. Not the worst positioning here for the side of the Valiant, but now they need to start contesting it. Zarnias going to be taken low. Anti-Nate does come flying through from Molly. They managed to find that pick, but Marvel gets lost at the same time. So much attention paid to just as enemy Zenyatta. Now they lose out on their tank. They lose Easy Han, as well as one of the supports. And the Charge seem like they should just be able to storm their way through to A now. Hack out onto Becky. He ends up falling as Choice-A-Wan going to go ahead and scoop up 2 kills. And yeah, that should be the cap.
I mean, that defense had the defensive structure of a dry sandcastle, Seth. Like, there was nothing there. They didn't stop him they didn't do a close hold. They didn't stop him at the usual choke. They were just faltering at every step. 5 minutes and 15 seconds to take through to the next section of the map. That's a pretty large time bank to be backed by the Charge.
It's pretty big. Pretty big time bank. So, yeah, work definitely cut out for them now here, the Valiant. They would love to be able to get this win. Give themselves that little lead once more. Take it to match point. Right now it's looking just way too good for the side of the Guangzhou Charges. Choice-A-Wan, he got the call to come dive in onto Langza, but wasn't really anticipating the bio nade, so instantly gets deleted. Nicely done there from the Valiant. Good D-Matrix out. Piggy keeping Xerneas protected. Knows that Xerneas has been kind of fragging out of control, so keeping him alive. Definitely a good look.
Choice finding a route of entry. He's going to clash with Mr. Becky, I believe. Hack's coming in there. Xerneas giving over that Orb of Discord to Marvel, but there's no real damage to capitalize off of it. Which serves as a deterrent. Easy Han in position with the EMP. He's found the back line. There's low targets.
Goes for it, finds two. Xerneas taken low, but the Nano actually comes in from far away. After Eichenwalde jumps out. Sleep across onto Becky. Xerneas charges up the right click, finds the headshots. They get the kill. Just like that, it gets spun completely on its head. The execution from Eichenwalde just a little bit too late, I suppose. Things go wide for them. Nano now out on the Lengza as well. Molly just trying to keep these Enias in the fight. Marvel keeping sustained for now. It's a self-destruct from Piggy, doesn't find anything, but he does safely get back into the back. Pulse bomb out, not gonna find a stick. Becky gonna have to try to build up another one. As Colosseo currently is just holding on to one of his own. Jimmy does get pinched, however. Marvel finding the kill. Transcendence in. Legs up, looking to keep everybody alive. As Colosseo and Xerneas trying to make their way out of here to safety. So they will be allowed to retreat. It's Piggy eating that little hack here. Recontests, goes in, and it's actually gonna cost him and Xerneas their lives now. Molly taken out, but the mech is gone, but here's the back cap.
The back cap!
He actually managed to get it. He brings the cart forward. 4.5 minutes, and now they have the forward spawns. What a steal.
Unreal.
Valiant just did not read that at all.
They were so committed to taking out Piggy and Xerneas and trying to get that stagger that they completely forgot about the third member lingering. Colosseo just goes, okay, uses all 3 charges, gets the back cap, and unlocks even more time bank, unlocks more space. It's looking like they could have burnt that down and held a defense. That's the first time we've seen a solid defense from the Valiant on this push, and is mitigated by a back cap.
That's going to be a bit of a heartbreaker one, especially if this leads to a map loss now for the side of the Valiant. Definitely can be a tilter. Jimmy now poised. EMP at the ready. The lone ult that the Guangzhou charge do have for themselves, so there's a bit of space here for the Valiant to be able to take the economic advantage. But with 4 ultimates ready to go. Colosseo picked off, so nice little neutral kill coming through. Drop down, hack in, Piggy. Harassed in the side room now. Just trying to stay alive. Got that D-Matrix up, so seems like he will be okay for now. Becky goes in, Pulse Bomb goes wide, doesn't find a sticker and an elimination. Piggy continuously getting chunked out. Far away just holding this Nano. Limit testing very much to see if they can keep this D.Va in the mech.
Going for a wild ride with that one, but still keep Piggy in the mech. Self-destruct coming online from shortly. EMP, Xerneas is isolated.
And this time it works out. They manage to find the elimination. Eichenwalde scoops the kill, far away hacked. Gets finished off by Becky. It's a clean up there onto the supports. The Valiant winning out the fight. It's 1 ult into the fight win. That's exactly the kind of pace that they need to set for themselves. The Guangzhou charge have been building up ults in these neutral fights. Biggie trying to retreat, trying to stay in this one. They dive forward. So damn close to being able to get this remake for himself. Kites back, a little bit of extra damage onto him, but they managed to keep him sustained, so he should be able to get this. Just a couple % left to go. And there you go. Now 5 ults to work with for the side of the Guangzhou charge versus 3. Hacks in
the Nano as well, Seth. Self-destruct's available. Like, Transcendence, that goes. You can just drop the bomb in the middle of the fight. Hold on to it for now, play for the stall.
EMP from Jimmy gets the catch. It's going to be Molly and Legs, both taken down by him. Suddenly things looking a hell of a lot better for the side of the Guangzhou charge. The push forward, Marvel loses the mech. Sends out the self-destruct, is looking for a pick. Will be able to get Piggy. Just in one. Now just pushing the card forward alongside Xerneas. They're trying to make this one happen right now. They want to go for the end. Jimmy as well joining in. Eichenwalde moves forward, goes for the contest, tries to get the hack out. Can't quite make it happen. Legs are going to be hacked. It's actually going to be Xerneas who ends up falling. Becky getting on top of him. Finds the kill. 3.3 meters left to go. And with Colosseo dying, it's likely going to have to be yet another reset here for the side of the Guangzhou charge. We are not done yet. Valiant can still pull this off, especially because Eichenwalde is 10% away from an EMP.
Yeah, 100%. And like, just want to point out, Eichenwalde there, when he decloaked, he actually hacked the Mega as well. That ended up being a kill conversion because Colosseo couldn't pick at the heel on the escape. So even just having a slight utilization of the time available, it's fantastic by there, and it did end up converting a kill there at the end. Piggy's gone over to the Zarya to try and get this over the line. Means he'll have access to those protective barriers, maybe deal some, maybe protect some of the explosive damage that's coming in from Becky's Pulse Bomb. He needs to build up damage if he wants an energy, if he wants to be useful.
Eichenwalde scouted. Xerneas finds him. Becky goes low. Recall used to keep himself alive. Marvel going to be hacked at the moment, but is safely kited back around the corner. Piggy going on the hunt. Colosseo, Pulse Bomb at the ready. A kill would be massive. He lobs it in. Looks for Legs that can't get it. Also does not force out the Transcendence. EMP now Goes through. Nano boost up from far away.
He's got
Goes
the
to
charge.
Piggy to keep him alive, keep him in the front lines. Specky
Stepped on the point,
continues to
thankfully.
play against the cart here. Pulse bomb at the ready, still just holds on to it. 3 meters left to go with 25 seconds left. He's not under fire. Nano here comes forward. Marvel juiced up. Langza, the Transcendence now expires. Jimmy holds on to the EMP, but it's just so very low. They need to top him back up, and he needs to pull the trigger on this. Needs to get a massive catch.
Yeah, Zoning's
Swap
also
over.
about to get Transcendence online. That can reset the fight. They could get Piggy to the grab. Piggy is building the grab in the final fight. He's like 17% away
So he needs to touch.
from
There's
pulling
the
that out
contest.
in the last fight. Transcendence online!
OT going to be forced out. Easy Hunt desperately trying to find a head to click on, but Becky's going to be taken down. That's going to be the pulse bomb now out of the fight. EMP goes across, finds two.
Grab.
Valiant Easy Hunt.
What a
Quick
shot!
scopes it. He finds Choice A1. Takes him down, but now the support's dead. Marvel sends out the self-destruct. He's trying to keep this going, but he's going to be denied the remake. Pulse bomb out from Becky. Does find Piggy. He didn't have another bubble.
No
But they
way.
just don't have any bodies to keep this card contested. The Guangzhou charge in overtime. You know, it's a good effort from the Valiant to be able to drain the clock all the way down, considering how much time they started with. The back cap that came through onto B. They take it all the way into OT, but they cannot close out the map to get the win. So now it's going to be a 2-1 lead for the Guangzhou charge. Onus is on the Valiant to be able to answer back on our next map and take us into a Game 5 once more.
What an acceleration from Piggy to get a grab online in the fight. It wasn't the most impactful, but it just shows how much value they were finding in those final clashes, Seth. Just a huge catch at the end there. You expended both the barriers. He had to use one to block the Diva ultimate and keep the point contested. Then a Pulse Bomb comes in afterwards after depleting the resources. So he does go down, gets the grab out at the end there to lock a stationary target for the cleanup. And yeah, wow, what a choice to go there over to the Zarya at the end and get the charge over the line. They're now at match point.
Huge win here for the side of the Guangzhou charge. They've been able to best the Valiant at every twist and turn when they face up this season. Can they go ahead and get the 3 for 3? Make it actually a little bit cleaner as well compared to the last time out, because it was 3-2. Now, it's in their hands. The Guangzhou charge, if they can close out on Colosseo, they will be walking away victorious, keeping themselves in for the play-ins. The Valiant, they need to fight back. They need to be able to close out this map, a push, and then take us into yet another Game 5. We'll see if they can muster it up when we come back from the break, so don't go anywhere. And we are back 2-1 the scoreline right now as the Guangzhou Charge were able to close out a win on Junkertown. They now have the lead and match point in their grasp. If they can just hold on to it, firmly grasp it for a little bit longer, perhaps they can walk away with this with a 3-1 victory here. Colosseo is going to be the decider as to whether or not they win here, or if we're going to be going into yet another map 5, which it just kind of feels like we're destined to do. We'll have to just wait and see. Zacian's going to be coming in for the side of the Valiant, with Marvel stepping back, so we can anticipate that there's going to be some Zarya play.
Yeah, Zarya to challenge Piggy. I believe that is probably what's going to happen. From what we've seen so far, however, Seth, I feel like if you were just looking at the Piggy Zarya and the Zacian Zarya, I have a feeling Piggy probably wins that direct head-to-head, but there's a lot that goes in and a lot of resources funneled through the tank, so could be a difference maker there with Lengzi and Molly. Lengzer and Molly. Could have been a new player right there. But no, Colosseo is our next destination. We saw how that went earlier in today. Basically, trying to recall what actually happened in that series. It was a lot of the Winston, I believe, on that series. Or I might be wrong. Honestly, it's a blur. Seth, save me.
It's all right. It's a blur, much like Choice A1's camera right now. As it seems like maybe he's knocked that one over. Should be okay. There we go. Yep. Get a little fix. Make sure he's got it, so we can see his beautiful little face. Carry on our merry way into what could very well be the last map. Work definitely cut out for them right now. I agree with you. I think that even with Zacian being a bit of a Zarya specialist, he's always been a very specialist player since the start of his career was very much just a Pharah one trick. Now is coming in to play widely the Zarya. I think we've seen him play a couple other things from time to time, but is a very strong Zarya player. The thing that has me concerned is that Piggy is kind of nasty. He has been looking so damn good. We've even seen Piggy, push Smurf to his limits, honestly, and have the upper hand against Smurf in those Zarya battles in the past. So work definitely cut out for him. The rest of the team very much needs to rally around Zacian if they want to find success here and take this into a Game 5.
Let's see what they roll out with as we get on to Colosseo. Said we're expecting Zarya's. Probably Zen, Ana, and then I imagine we're still going to have Tracer, Sombra in the mix as well. So it should be pretty uniform comps from both these teams at this point. Unless we have any curveballs to throw into the mix. Mayhaps a Genji.
At what point in the Overwatch history books did we come back around to gladiatorial combat being a thing?
Do you reckon, so if we just dive into the lore a little bit, do you reckon this Colosseum is completely historical, or do you think that they repurposed it for modern day combat of some description?
I mean, we're seeing a lot of the robot, gladiators. So I think that they actually refurbished the Colosseum and are using it for its original usage. But I mean, the Omnics have conscience, consciousness, right? Like they can feel pain. Yeah. So it kind of isn't that different from humans doing gladiatorial combat, which seems a bit savage. But anyway, enough about that. Our little musings here of Overwatch lore. We'll have to chat to the devs,
meta,
I guess.
Because we're watching gladiatorial combat in an arena that was designed for different kinds of gladiatorial combat, and people at home are watching gladiatorial combat.
There they are. Zacian getting bullied down a little bit here at the beginning. Pops a couple bubbles, continues to keep himself in this front line as the bot is very much firmly locked into a neutral position. Neither team really looking to give up an inch, it would seem. It's a big collection of people off on the flank. Piggy rotates in, gets that bubble out over onto Faraway. Helps save his life, but Becky gets on top of Choice A1, finds an opening elimination. So first blood here for the side of the Valiant. Now they can start moving things forward, especially with Piggy taken down to the front line. Zacian very much energized. It is a force to be reckoned with. Now they can go ahead. The bot going to start pushing forward for them, and the ult economy already looking damn good for the side of the Valiant as Becky comes up with another kill. Okay.
I think Zacian heard us in the pregame, Seth. I don't think they were happy with our assessment of them versus Piggy. And look at how they're able to just pull ahead now. Easy Harm finding some value on the Sojourn as well, the other variation in the composition. So got a little bit of Genji Sombra going up against the Tracer Sojourn combination, and seeing some Lucios on the field as well. Zacian about to get the grab online. There is an nano boost available to pass over to them to get them over the line and let them have some high energy fun. Towards some pick potential from Becky as well. But there it is. There's the nano boost.
And Nano does go out. Choice1 managing to find one. Finds his seconds. It's going to be a 2 for 2 in the extended fight. Sashin still 100 energy pushing forward. He's trying to get the kill here on the far away, but turns his back to Piggy. Piggy manages to strike. That's that elimination to go ahead. Even the score a little bit, and now the bot can be stolen away. Guangzhou charge in possession, but 49 meters. Not too bad off the first push here for the side of the Valiant. Definitely still in a very winnable, workable position.
And that's huge for Piggy. Like, Piggy being able to shut down Sashin there and deny the 100 energy we had POV on is big. It means they're going to have to find a reset for that afterwards and build up to that charge. Well, they got about a 40 lead. That should build up again quite quickly. They've got 2 bubbles in the pocket, and they're about to clash with more of the opposing team. EMP in, grab the counter, pulse bomb in the mix.
Yeah, it's in the mix, but it doesn't find any eliminations. Just kind of hits the floor there, and the cleanup is coming through for the side of the Guangzhou charge. Choice1 filling the kill feed, painting it white. Finds 3 for himself off the back of the grab. Very nicely done, well dealt with for the side of the Guangzhou charge. Now continuing to push forward, trying to take the lead for themselves. Only 3 minutes gone, still have plenty to play through. Choice1 just kind of getting in behind. Now Blade's going to be pulled out. Xerneas, however, already taken out of the fray. Blade needs to find some impact, but so far it's just the 1 kill, and he needs to make his exit. 5 HP remaining. Langza hounds him down. Just like that, the tides have been turned. Sashin will get finished off here by Piggy, but then he falls. Loses out on his own energy, and they get to 26 meters, but it's nowhere close to 49.
Yeah, still another fight off of getting that checkpoint for both teams. Even now, when the Valiant are pushing this bot forward, they are going to run into resistance from the charge before they can get those forward spawns and really start to make an insurmountable lead. They haven't got the full team, and the respawns are working in their favor, so it does mean charge can reclaim the bot and stagnate it in this tunnel.
All right, next fight. Getting ready to happen. Bot right back into the starting position. Nano v Nano. The pulse bomb about to be online for Becky. Find a stick could just be the difference maker. Nano's going to come out first from Molly. Throws it to Sashin. Trying to keep him alive. Pulse now at the ready. Piggy as well getting nanoed up. Forces them back. Gains some space and Molly goes down. Jimmy finding the kill. And now Becky gone. So that is going to be a massive fight win for the side of the Guangzhou charge. Once more getting the bot into a good position. Here they may just be able to retake the lead.
They should be able to snag this one away, Seth. And I think the big difference there was that the Valiant's nano boost was used reactively to save Sashin, not to go out there and make an offensive move. Piggy didn't need saving. Piggy wanted extra resource to go and be an absolute menace, and Charge were able to make that work so much better as they were ready to follow up.
Very solid cleanup here, continuing to find some kills. Bot now pushing forward, the lead gain for the side of the Guangzhou charge, and they should be able to make it to the checkpoint off of this one.
Yeah, I think this is forward spawns.
Right now, Valiant are not forward enough to try to really keep this contested. Like you say, the forward spawn will come through. They do get a touch. They haven't contested for now. They need to get the rest of the squad over there. Instead, it's going to be a grab into the back line right in front of the spawn. Just isolating Molly, taking him down. Now they turn their sights over to the now, healerless team. Just trying to keep this bot occupied, but the cleanup will just be coming through. Seems like the Guangzhou charge just not going to be denied. They push forward. And we go into our little minor break, but Guangzhou charge firmly in control.
And to push forward then, Sashin has a grab. They saw that the Charge were able to go for a solo grab onto Molly just to secure the backline kill before going back to the bot itself. Could have been a little bit risky leaving the front line isolated, but it did make it work. Sashin's probably looking for a multi-man grab on this one, considering how the fight should be separated. Blade coming in.
Blade pulled, Easy on it, dead. Just no saving him, and Langza also just taken out. Final slashes the bubble. Sashin buys himself an extra second of life, but then does fall down. Now the bot getting ready to advance up on top of the bridge for the final stretch. I mean, ult's about to be there for the side of the Valiant, but they still have so much distance that they need to try to claw back here. They're running out of time with which to make it happen. Just shy of 4 minutes now left in the time bank.
Sashin hitting the zero-man grab and dropping it in a lost fight as well. It's just a wasted resource for the Valiant. You're going to have to do this with a pulse bomb and the overclock potentially. Long sightlines available just because of where they are on the map, so Eichenwalde might be able to find some value should the fight stay here.
Okay,
overclock
is
online
popped.
for Eichenwalde.
Not going to nano him up, push up into his face. Actually, Choice1 gets right on top of him. The rail shots are connecting, but they're body shots rather than headshots. Speaking of headshots, Jimmy, the Mac 10 out, just goes ahead, sprays down Becky. Pulse bomb now out of the frame. Nano was committed here onto Sashin, but just seems like not that much energy to really work with. Now the EMP comes in from Jimmy, catches 3, and Eichenwalde is instantly dealt with. There's one playing around the back, gets on top of Molly, offers up a good amount of damage, goes down to 8 HP, breaks line of sight from Sashin, who then got slept, and Piggy's able to scoop up 2 kills. The bot again is going to be pushing. Guangzhou charged. They're looking for the finish, and they might just be able to get it.
Yeah, they're on the home stretch now, Steph, and that was another questionable nano usage onto the Zarya, like you already identified. Low energy, but also strong disengage potential from the charge. They were just backing out the fight. Like, okay, we don't have to fight you now. We'll come back in a second when that expires. We have the power outside of the nano, and they were able to flip the fight round on its head, turn it around, and Mega used the grab, catches in Sashin.
They're looking for the finish, and with the anti, they will be able to find it. The pulse bomb not going to stick from Becky. The bot continues to push forward. Now sound barrier used aggressively as Lengza will fall. The bot is 0.94 meters left to go.
Do it to him.
With the cleanup, they will have it. Not a 3-2 this time around. The Guangzhou charge deny us from having a 10-map day. They will take it a little bit more cleanly, though, and maintain their win record over the Valiant. See Lengza with a smile on his face, but not so much from Molly. He pushes the camera out. You have to suspect that this one stings a hell of a lot worse than the previous losses at the hands of the Charge. This team just has consistently had the number of the Valiant the whole season throughout. They have not been able to best them. Now again, they fall. This was the series that they needed to try to get themselves into the play-ins, to make sure that they still had that opportunity to go into the playoffs. It's been a massive resurgence for them, for both of these teams here in the Countdown Cup qualifier. But unfortunately for the Valiant, it just got started a little bit too late. Those early losses at the hands of the Guangzhou Charge hurting them a hell of a lot now.
Yeah, really feeling it in the scoreline, but 3-1 victory there to Charge at the end. Like I said, maybe not the best use of the nano boosts at the end. They wouldn't necessarily have been the thing that we won out the map, but definitely was a noticeable feature in how they were being utilized and not able to really find value from what could be quite a crucial ultimate. But Seth, we have our player of the match identified. It's going over to another damage dealer, shock horror. Choice-A1 is going to be our player of the match today.
Yeah, I mean, Choice-A1, he has been a bright spot on this team, kind of since the beginning, even when Guangzhou Charge were just getting bodied left, right, and center. We've seen some fantastic performances from him, but today, some great moments as well as just fantastic team play from the Guangzhou Charge the whole way throughout. This was another one where I think we could have kind of cut this award a couple different ways. Piggy with a good shout, Jimmy as well coming up huge. Playing that Sombra. So I think this was a little bit more up in the air between, who could have gotten it, but Choice-A1, the whole series throughout was just so damn clutch. Swapping over to the Genji here, in particular, just coming up with so many multi-kills was just monstrous in helping the Charge be able to get this series closeout. So very well-deserved from him, and a very well-deserved win from the side of the Guangzhou Charge overall, 3-1, making it look a little bit cleaner than we've seen from them in the past. It's a very good sign as they are going to be trying to battle their way out of the play-ins and make it into the playoffs.
Yes, we are at the last stretch of the regular season now, aren't we, Seth? It's around the corner for when we're looking at play-ins, playoffs, grand finals over in Anaheim. Charge want to be there. They've got an uphill battle to do it. There's already 2 teams in APAC confirmed, still a lot of open slots, but ultimately that's only 2 matches today, and it felt like 3 because we had some quite long series on our hands, but there's 2 matches we have today. We've got a bunch of others to come tomorrow and Sunday as well, and we might see more of those teams knocked out of contention of those play-ins. But yeah, what a fantastic showing. I would say an upset to kick things off, and then kind of, we did that last series we watched could have gone either way realistically on paper before we started. So an interesting day overall.
That it was, but it's just the first of 3. So myself and Trin will be back tomorrow, of course, for another action-packed day of Overwatch League. We're going to have 3 matches for you guys tomorrow, so make sure you tune in. It's going to be plenty to go ahead and watch. And there's still plenty of stakes right now, as we do still have teams vying for that 3rd spot to get auto-seeded forward into the playoffs. So, between the Fusion and the Hangzhou Spark, with their win today over this whole dynasty, still very much in contention for that position. So we'll have to just wait and see what happens there. We'll have to see if this whole dynasty are going to be able to bounce back after, a massive upset loss at the hands of the Hangzhou Spark. So plenty to be watched, to be absorbed into your next little eyeballs there tomorrow evening. So make sure you guys tune in. It's going to be same place, same time. I'll be here right alongside Trid once more to guide you guys through the action. But thank you guys for watching tonight. We will see you again tomorrow. Goodbye.